Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Odin's Movie Blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. How is everyone doing today? We are celebrating 17,000 subscribers on the main YouTube channel. Once again, we are streaming over on Twitch, on YouTube, on DLive, and also over on Periscope as well. I played around with a few settings, so hopefully any of the audio or video issues we were having before do not actually come into play. I did indeed try and set the bitrate a little bit higher. That way we don't have any drops. So please let me know if you're watching on any of the services and if there are any issues. I've got a live chat open, and as always, I'll be taking chat and questions from the main YouTube channel, but I also have the DLive chat open as well if anyone wants to hang out over there, and I will try and get to you guys as I possibly can. What is going on, people? Alex McCarthy, 3 Odin streams in a week. Yas, congrats, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, today I had off of school, and so therefore I was looking at my schedule. I talked to Freya, my wife, and just figure out if I could actually do an early stream, since tonight I am indeed going to Mass celebrating Holy Thursday, the Mass of the Lord's Supper. As many of you know, I am a devout Catholic, and so therefore that's where I will be. Also, one of our mods, an amazing subscriber to the channel, Greta, is doing her first ever live stream tonight as well. So make sure you go check her out and support her for her first live stream. I know that she's going to be a bit nervous about that, so I wanted to also make sure that if I did decide to live stream when I got back or right before I left for Mass, that I did not at all, correspond, or I did not, interrupt her stream. So we got some people in here. Don't expect a whole lot. Again, as I said before, still trying to figure out how to set up events on the various services when I do the live streams in this way. But overall, I'm fine, as always, to get just even a few people in here. So Hologram Numchuck is here. Goldfinger, Casey Mobley, Ryan Johnson's Crack Pipe. What's going on, man? Glad to see you in here. Slice of Neons, Edward Teach, Jeremy Swiggs. Let's see. Jay Chimpanski's in here as well. G-Monkey says, hello, everyone, and isn't this a nice surprise? Always great to spend more time with Odin. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Forgotten Prime says, happy 17K. Thank you very much, good sir. I really do appreciate that very much. Odin's alive! Yes, indeed. All right, let me go ahead and get the bots up and running, so that way that does not become an issue like it has in the past. So again, the bots will be up and running in just a bit. So if you're trying to check your cookie count on YouTube, nothing's going to pop up just yet, but don't worry, I got that going on. Stevie says, yes, an early stream. Glad that it is early for you. Yeah, I'm sure any of the people watching over in the UK is probably going to be very, very happy that we are much earlier than we tend to normally be. So I know that y'all will be happy. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Red Monarch says, congratulations, Odin! Thank you very much, sir. I really do appreciate that. It's been awesome. Seriously, we've basically hit, I don't know exactly when the official 1-year anniversary is, but we've officially hit, the year that it's been almost a full year since the first YouTube video I made. And so to see where we are now and to see how the changes have gone through the year so far has been awesome. Again, to see all the people that have been around from the beginning, to see all the people that we've gained over this period of time has been so much freaking fun. So again, thank you so much for everyone that's been here from the beginning, anyone that is new. And again, thank you for joining me on this earlier than usual stream. But as I said, I don't want to have to compete with Greta, since it is her first ever live stream, because she just hit 100 subs. So please, again, go check out her channel. She's an awesome, awesome person. And also, too, because I am going to Mass tonight. Sticky B says, don't forget to hide some eggs this weekend for the dogs to sniff out. Well, I mean, hiding them would kind of be pointless, because they would easily find them. Alrighty. Let us see. Orange at Reviews says, just wanted to stop by and say congratulations on 17K. I can't stay long because I got lots of things to take care of. Take care, brother. Hit that like button, folks. Yes, please hit the like button. Does not cost you a thing, and it really does mean a lot to me. So thank you so much for that, and hope everything goes fine for you, Orange Hat Reviews. Thank you for stopping by. G Monkey says, did you remember to turn on the bots today? We'll watch Greta when she's live. Yes, the bots are now live. Thank you for reminding me. Mad Mitch says, still at work. Just wanted to say congrats to Odin. Thank you very much, man. I do indeed appreciate that. Captain F. What's going on, Cap? How's it going? Neon says, I can't check Greta out. Stephanie and I are going steady. You know what I mean by that. I appreciate it, though. Go support her. Go support her. She's awesome. CT, what is going on? CT, how is this day going so far for me? It's going fine. Got up a little bit later than usual, ended up doing a little bit of service hours, and then got some free lunch, and it consisted of some crawfish, which were delicious. Got some cookies from it as well. Then I had to take the pups to the vet. So I just got back taking the pups to the vet. They've got all of their shots, and they are, of course, exhausted because anytime you take the dogs to the vet, they get very anxious and nervous, and they whine and they cry. It's really sad, but overall, they need to get the shots because it is for their health, and now they are exhausted. And so I've got River, who's just passed out next to me, lying down flat on the floor. And then normally I've got little Willow on the chair, but she's on the ground because she's just fully laid out too. So yeah, they're poor little pups, you know. Let us see what we got here. Tina says, congratulations, can't stay on. I'm making Benedictine sandwiches for my book club. I'll try to get back on for a few minutes before I leave, but these appetizers had to be made. Hey, no problem at all, Tina. As I told you beforehand, I know that it's going to be much earlier than what many are used to, so thanks just for stopping by anyway. All right, we got a super chat already. Thank you, Annie from the UK, from the UK, from the UK, Andy from the UK, Andy from the UK, from the UK, Andy. You've been hit by Andy from the UK. Cool, blimey, governor. Yeah, man, woohoo. I'm gonna put a kettle on, slice a cup and a cup of tea. Congratulations on 17K, buddy. I'm so happy for you. Keep it up. Odin. Andy, thank you very much, man. It was so great to meet you at Star Wars Celebration. Seriously glad that you got home safe. And yeah, go on, put on that cup of tea. And I'm pretty confident that when we had that voice off, when we had that English voice off, I'm pretty sure that I beat everyone else because they were awful. Yes, indeed, the puppy stress is never a good thing, but it also does mean that I get some tired puppies, and they are indeed very, very tired. Sticky says, any updates on the job hunt? Yeah, I talked about this on a stream the other day. I have indeed accepted a job position, so a job was offered to me and has been accepted. I'm not going to say too much about it overall. Nothing's been officially signed yet, but also we are, of course, trying to get everything going with selling the house, getting a new house, etc., because it is going to be in the great state of Tennessee. So that's what I can tell you. So in the great state of Tennessee, we are going to be moving to. Let's see, we got Patrick Duff and also the K-Man watching over on D-Live. So again, I do indeed have D-Live. So if you want to go check me out over there, it's all crypto run, which means if you watch and follow people, you get free cryptocurrency. You can also buy cryptocurrency if you want, and you can donate through there. And so Did Not Shave Today says, just donated 1 diamond. Wow, okay. Well, thank you very much for the diamond over on D-Live. Did Not Shave Today. I appreciate that very, very, very much. John Early says, what is New Orleans like during Mardi Gras? Do you know? Yes, of course I know. That's where I'm from, and it's awful. It's awful. I hate it. It's a great place to visit. If you don't have to live here and deal with it all the time, sure. I would say, sure, it's okay. But if you have to live here and deal with it all the time, all it is just a traffic mess. And the only good thing about it is that we get the entire, if you work in the school system, you get the entire week off. And with the entire week off, it means you get to go on vacation, and we get to go on vacation, and it's so much fun to be able to go on vacation. So that's the one positive thing I can say about New Orleans Mardi Gras, but it's insane. It is totally crazy. I've not been to a parade in over a decade, though, because it's just not my thing. It's just not my cup of tea. Wavin22, it's been so long, man. I know it's normally nighttime when I go live, so I'm glad that I could be on early so that you and other people from the UK can indeed watch the stream. MegaJetty1, thank you very much for the super chat, says, congrats, Odin, get my 1K and see my Karate Kid reviews. We'll go check out MegaJetty1 to check out the Karate Kid reviews. Dude, we got a trailer, another trailer for Cobra Kai Season 2 today, and holy crap, it looks fan-freaking-tastic, seriously. If you've never seen the first season of Cobra Kai, do yourself a favor and watch it. I know it's on YouTube Red, and it's a little bit harder to watch, but it's fantastic. It is so damn good. Let's see, Dino Caloris, welcome on Periscope. Congrats on the new job. Thank you very much, very much. I appreciate that, Dino. And also says, are you a Pelicans fan? I try to watch the Pelicans when I can, but lately it's just been so hard because, as you guys know, there's been so many crazy things going on behind the scenes in my life, so many things that I've been having to go to and everything to that effect, trying to find a job, and now trying to figure out how to sell the house and all this other craziness going on. So, you know, it's been crazy, so I haven't been able to follow them nearly as much. But if I had to choose a team, I would choose the Pelicans. I don't really have a basketball team. I'm also not a huge basketball fan either, so we'll see what happens when the move does if I decide to become one. a basketball fan, that is. Aiden Vickery, congrats on 17K. This is the start, onwards and upwards. Aiden Vickery, thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, it's been insane. We had a month of just crazy growth, then it slowed down quite a bit, and now it's been a few days of crazy growth. And so, yeah, we're doing very well, and I'm very happy with the channel. I'm very happy that everyone else seems to be happy with the channel as well. So thank you very much, Aiden Vickery. Appreciate that. Nickel Noodles, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Sasha Neon says, I saw the Mandalorian footage. So awesome. Love Star Wars again. No, seriously. It's great to actually feel positive about Star Wars again. And the Mandalorian and, of course, Clone Wars Season 7 both look absolutely fantastic. Seriously. They look absolutely fantastic. And that's the reason why I'm, unfortunately, I'm finally starting to feel excited for it. I really am. Now, obviously, do I have full faith in them? No, because obviously we've seen what they've done with Star Wars over the past few years, and it's not been that great. So I do have my reservations, but it's at least nice to have something to look forward to again. So, Sideshow Neons, I'm right there with you, man. Mandalorian footage looks great. I think my favorite thing, I mentioned this before, my favorite part of the Mandalorian footage is the fact that they're using practical effects, the fact that they were able to build models, and were able to, the people that built the models and did all the filming to it in the footage, they talk about how they studied the original trilogy and they studied the flight patterns of ships during those films, and they try to match up with them perfectly. And I just think that's brilliant. That shows you people who are so careful and so meticulous that they want everything to look right. They want everything to be perfect. And I'm sorry, but I'm going to find that awesome every single time. And of course, you guys know I love me some practical effects, and so I'm actually quite excited to see what's going to happen. Sticky V says, great to hear that, man. Missed that stream. Much luck, man. Thank you, Sticky V. Appreciate that. No problem at all. Again, obviously not everyone's going to be able to watch every stream or listen to it as a podcast or anything to that effect, so I appreciate it nonetheless. I'm sure there's many people who've missed them because of time differences and other various things. So yeah, guys, this is indeed a live stream celebrating 17K, and if I can, I'll try and get a live stream tomorrow and Saturday, because I don't know if I'll be free on Monday and Tuesday like I normally am, because I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to be trying to figure things out. We're going actually to Tennessee on vacation, and also to look for houses, and also to try and figure some other things out as well, and maybe sign some things, bring some things I might need to the school that I have, that I now have a job at. So, we're going to figure that stuff out then, but I don't know if we'll be free, or if I'll be free, or if my Freyo is going to want me to, or allow me to stream. So I'm going to try and get a few extra streams in this weekend, so that way I got y'all guys covered if I can't do Monday or Tuesday. I'll do the very best that I can to. I'll obviously have my mobile set up, and I'm looking into possibly getting and upgrading. If you follow me on Twitter, I am looking into a portable studio. I'm trying to look for a better laptop, because the laptop I have is fine. I'm able to do basic stuff on it, but I'm not able to do as much, as far as video editing and everything else. So I will do the very best that I can to give that to you guys. But if I might get it at some point. I'm looking at one that I'm looking at right now. It's an Alienware 17-inch, a little too big for me. However, it is on sale at Best Buy, so I'm looking at it. Maybe this weekend, maybe not. We'll see how things go. Herbertus McDerbyton says, if their talent wasn't being wasted on the Knights of the Old Republic massacre, what EU story or stories would you put the Game of Thrones guys on? Oh boy. So yeah, my EU is very limited to the Thrawn trilogy, which of course I would love to see that brought to the screen. However, they wouldn't be able to bring it as it is said, because they've already retconned many things, or rather they've already decanonized the Thrawn trilogy, the original Thrawn trilogy. So there are certain things there that would not work within the current era of Star Wars that we're in, character-wise. So if I had to do any other EU stuff, I would love to see them bring Sabayoth in. I would love to see Outbound Flight, perhaps, variation of Outbound Flight. I don't really have a whole lot of knowledge or experience when it comes to Old Republic era stuff. I haven't read a whole lot of that yet. I'm planning on it. It's in my queue to listen to those audiobooks. But if I had to choose one that I've actually read, I would love to see more Sabayoth, because he's one of the most interesting characters. His playing with obviously he's a Jedi, but he also plays with the dark side, and the character arcs and everything else is brilliant. So I would love to see that done in some form or fashion. And the Game of Thrones guys, if they're given the right material, and if someone gives them, and I think stays on them to stay true to the material, like what happened with Game of Thrones when George R.R. Martin was actually there keeping track of the story, then I think that they'll be able to produce something pretty good. But as you notice, when George got off the story, kind of fell by the wayside a little bit when it came to their stories. John Early says, my brother likes Popeye's chicken. Do you? I love Popeye's chicken. Popeye's chicken is freaking amazing. And actually, I have to limit myself, because if I don't limit myself on my Popeye's intake, it's just going to be bad for my heart. And so I put a limit to myself to only have it once a month at most. I don't ever try and have Popeyes more than once a month because otherwise it just will not turn out good for me. Let's see what we got here. Holy crap, what's going on? Let's see. Did not share today. Thank you for the Ninja Genie. Wow, I don't even know what that is, but thank you very much. Over on D Live, it's all crypto run, and so I got a diamond from Did Not Shave today, and also a Ninja Genie. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's very, very generous of you. I don't know exactly what it is, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Again, I appreciate it nonetheless. Have no idea if that's let's see what we got here. What is that? Cool. Well, thank you very much. Forrest Bear says he's lost his lemons. I'm sorry that you lost your lemons. Very sorry to hear that. Soul Assassin says, hello, Odin. Hello, Soul Assassin. How art thou? How art thou indeed? Forrest Bear says, hello, Odin. I can't stay long because I have church tonight, but I want to drop by and maybe drop off some lemons on D-Live. Forrest Bear, thank you very much, man. Hopefully you can find those lemons. And yes, I have church tonight as well. It's the celebration of the Lord's Supper, and so that's why I'm streaming early, so that way I have time to go do that, and also so that way I don't try to, unfortunately, I don't cross over and take up any time away from Greta, who's having her first stream tonight, so... Appreciate that very much, Forrest Bear. Alex McCarthy says, dang, 17K in a year. It must be because of all the awesome and positive videos you do. Well, Alex McCarthy, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's been surreal. Obviously, I owe a lot of that to the Geeks and Gamers crew, for just, the exposure that's given me. And, doing videos for them has been so much fun. And Jeremy is great. He getting the 5-day pass for Star Wars Celebration, for example, and all the other things that he's done is just, truly amazing. And so, of course, I understand that I owe him so much. And I owe you guys so much too, because you're the ones that watch the content, watch the streams, interact with the streams, keep me on task, keep me on pace, let me know your own feelings as well, and I do appreciate it, so thank you. Red Maverick 0, welcome to the channel. And Nicholas Glenn, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. How do you set up your audio for recording videos? So I use a Blue Snowball Ice microphone, and I record everything through OBS. And so in OBS, you can set up certain scenes and basically just make sure that you have you're capturing something, whether it's your screen or an external video. So for me, I also have a Logitech, I think it's called the Logitech 920 1080p webcam. So I make sure that that's hooked up. I make sure my microphone's hooked up, make sure the levels are okay, do some test runs with that. And then I have it. Now, of course, I don't have to touch that stuff really much anymore because once you have it set up, it usually doesn't delete it, but sometimes it does. So you kind of got to make sure that you're not clipping on videos because otherwise it can be really bad for other audiences as well. So let's see. Forrest, so did not share today on D Live says one Ninja Genie says 10 diamonds, just like your positivity man says, did not shave today. Well, thank you, did not shave today. I really do appreciate that, man. Thank you for the Ninja Genie. I really do appreciate that, for the diamonds, for your crypto. Again, thank you. Appreciate that. Still don't quite understand what it is or how I use it, but dude, thank you. Again, thank you. Thank you so much for all of that. Wow. Okay, you're now the top contributor of all time with 1.1K in donations. Holy crap. I think that's good. I honestly have no idea. But thank you, man. I really do appreciate that. That's a lot of, it seems to be a lot of cryptocurrency. So again, if you want to watch and you want to gain cryptocurrency by watching, by interacting, by chatting, go check out the live stream over on D Live. And of course, I'm also streaming over on Twitch as well, and also Periscope. I saw one person quote from Periscope. Is there anyone watching on Twitch? Again, I'm trying to work out how to do monetization over there as well. Anything to try and help the channel. But I haven't seen any comments from anyone over there, so I don't know if that's just my end or whether or not it's working or not. It says it's online. Says no one's watching, so that explains it. 2 people watching on Periscope. So hello to my 2 people watching on Twitter on Periscope. Appreciate you. Alex McCarthy says, all right, got that one. Thank you. Thank you, Alex McCarthy, again for your kind words. I really do appreciate that. Let's see. So I got Alex McCarthy's comment there. OG Deadbolt, are you leaving the Big Easy? Yes, I am. I am leaving the Big Easy for Tennessee, where there is no state income tax, which is going to be fantastic. And also they have seasons. They have seasons, and I really want seasons in my life. Seriously. Mark Wazowski, thank you very much for the congratulations. Appreciate it, man. It's a Trap Productions says, greetings, my lord. Happy to see you today. Happy to see you as well. It's a Trap Productions. Thank you so much for stopping by. Proper Ginevra is here. Hello, Odin, stopping by to say hello. What's up, Ginevra? How is it going? How is it going? La da 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 da. It's a Trap Productions. Got that one already. Let's see. John Early says, you ever think about the Bond film Spectre in this light? At its core, it's about two brothers who don't like each other and antagonize each other. Bond and Blofeld were brothers. Yeah, I mean, Spectre to me was definitely better than the second movie. So I think, in my mind, I think Casino Royale is the best of the modern day Bond films with Daniel Craig. I would then probably put Skyfall, because Skyfall was a solid film, very beautifully shot. Then Spectre. And then I forget the name of the other one because it was just that bad. Again, it was that in-between movie. The villain wasn't very good either. So I do like Spectre, though. Tina says, apps made. I can hang around for about 45 minutes. Then I need to get ready. Awesome, Tina. Thank you so much for stopping by. I think some people are looking for certain links as well. Also, guys, remember, if you're on YouTube and you want to get my attention, you do have to put Odin Question all as one word. Odin Question. Doesn't matter if anything's capitalized or not, just Odin Question. You don't have to put the @ symbol or anything, just the words Odin Question. It'll pop up orange for me, and that just makes things easier. I mean, when things get crazy, especially now that I'm going through, between a few different chats as well. Kim Can Park on DLive says, hey, Odin, what's up, Kim Can Park? How is it going? Thank you for watching me on DLive. Appreciate it very much. Appreciate it very much so. Sasha Neon says, are you sure you can handle all the Country Music Awards craziness? Oh, God. Well, I think that the area I'm living in will not be directly involved with those craziness because I'm not a big fan of country music either. So I'm not too worried about that. The things that kind of sell me on the area that we're living in is that their Wi-Fi, their internet is a utility. So it's cheaper and you get faster services. It's also fiber as well. So basically I'll get the same upload-download speeds that I have now with my AT&T service fiber for about $20 or so less than what I'm paying now. So that's great. And not having a state income tax is also fantastic. Quantum of Solace. Thank you very much, Glenn Ham. Yes, Quantum of Solace is definitely the weakest of the Daniel Craig Bonds, and it's just not good. It's just not good, and it's just not worth the time. Patrick Maduff says, who is your favorite Star Wars character? Star Wars character of all time? Probably Drew Sabayoth, because just knowing a little bit about him in the books from the Thrawn trilogy and Outbound Flight, he to me has one of the most complex storylines and story arcs. Of course I love Luke Skywalker. Of course I love the ones that people usually are drawn to, but Sabayoth is just so cool. Of course Thrawn I would put up there as well. Just a really great bad guy. Great, fantastic bad guy as well. Starwoke Inc. Nico says, how was Celebration for you personally? It was fine. It really was. It was a lot of fun. Overall, I would say that I did, suffer a little bit with anxiety on that first day when I didn't really know anybody. I, didn't know where my crew was because they were still looking for me. I was still looking for them. They hadn't gotten there quite yet. I'm just making sure that everything is good on Twitch as well. I'm in talk shows and podcasts. And so no one's watching over there quite yet. But that's okay. Everyone's usually watching me on YouTube anyway. So, all right, D-Live stream I've caught up with as well. Cool. But yeah, overall for me, it was great. Overall for me, it was great. It was a lot of fun, and it was really great covering these things. I think that my favorite part of Celebration, other than, of course, meeting all the YouTubers and, of course, all of the different people who I've talked to on all the live streams, was probably getting to hear Dave Filoni speak on 2 different occasions. The Rebels Remembered panel was fantastic, getting to hear his perspective on Star Wars. The guy knows it and loves Star Wars and the universe that he's built so much. And then also he later on, and I didn't even know it, I was just walking around the floor, and then all of a sudden, the main stage in the center of the actual convention hall itself, there was the people interviewing on the Star Wars TV, which was for the most part pretty crappy. But then all of a sudden they announced Dave Filoni. I'm like, oh, I'm right here, and I started filming it, and it was great. It's so great to hear him talk about it. And obviously the people love Rebels. They love Clone Wars. They love all the concepts and ideas that he's trying to bring in. Not so much the new stuff. He mentioned offhand talking about Resistance, the new animated show Resistance, which he doesn't seem to be as fully on board with, or at least not as essential to as with the other 2 series he's worked on, and kind of maybe more of an overseer than an actual creative center. And so I think that really helped me to realize just not only how much they love Star Wars, but also the fact that people gave like a golf clap to Resistance, and they were cheering for Ahsoka, they were cheering for Clone Wars, they were cheering for Rebels and all the other things he was talking about, and yet golf clap from that. Episode 9, of course, got a lot of buzz around it. That's because it's a new trailer for a new Star Wars film, so it's going to get that from the normies, of course, no matter what. But when it comes to the Star Wars fans, it's obvious Dave Filoni was running that weekend. He was on more panels than Kathleen Kennedy was, and it's because he knows Star Wars. He knows Star Wars so much better than almost anyone else. Stephanie B, thank you very much, says, oh, hi and bye. Just wanted to congratulate you on 17K day. Thank you, Stephanie B. Appreciate it. I know that you are busy with some stuff, so I appreciate you for stopping by anyway. John Early says, the only country song I like was made by Toby Keith. It's called Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. It came out after 9/11. Okay, I gotcha. I'm just not a fan. Frank is here. What's going on, Frank? We love our Frank in the Shawhan Wiener Dog clan. Grandmaster Yoda says, sorry I'm late to the party. What have I missed? It's 17K day, as we've been saying. So on YouTube, we hit 17K subscribers. And so we've been talking about that. We're talking a little bit about Star Wars. We've been talking about tons of stuff. And as I normally do, again, whatever you want to talk about in the chat, just bring it up. And of course, I will do the very best that I can to either answer or talk about the subject that you wish. But just make sure, again, Odin question, all is one word on YouTube. So that way I can see it. If you are on Twitch, all you need to do is just leave a message, because not a lot of people watch me on Twitch at this point. And so in the live chat on my left, I will see the names and I will see the Twitch pop up. And then on DLive, I can just go to DLive every now and then as well. Sir Wiggy McSwiddy, hold on, Sir Wiggy McSwiggity, thank you very much for following the channel. And then Brad Beer Hunter, Brad the mod over on DLive, thank you so much for being there. Sir Wiggy, what's going on, Sir Wiggy? How is it going? Let's have a beard tickle war. Mine is pokey, he says. No, I don't do that, but I appreciate your love and support nonetheless. Oh, man. Let's see. Hammer says, the Japanese track on the original Akira on Blu-ray features the most advanced sound ever on format. 24-bit, 192 kilohertz, the hypersonic effect. Oh, nice, Hammer. I do have it now, thanks to Bruce. So, Bruce, thank you again for sending me Akira, and I cannot wait to watch it. Hopefully, I'll have a little bit of time over the next week or so to actually put that bad boy in and watch it. Let's see. Frank says 17K subs. Odin may be moving closer to the clan. Yes, definitely will be closer to the clan. No question about that. Hamlet Tragedy Mask 89 says, just wondering which religious film around this time of the year is your favorite? Passion of the Christ, 10 Commandments, or did you ever see The Last Days in the Desert with Ewan McGregor? Never seen that film, but the film that I normally go to during this time period would probably be The Passion of the Christ. That's normally a movie I show to my students during this time of the year. However, my juniors have already seen it, and so we also are very, very behind on material. And my sophomores are just very, very behind on material, and most of them have already seen the movie as well, and so therefore we didn't watch it this year. But that is definitely one that I like to watch a lot. John Early says, I remember where I was during 9/11. Do you, Odin Allfather? Yes, I do. I was in middle school at the time. I want to say I was maybe in 6th grade when that event happened, and I was scared because my sister at the time was living and going to college in New York City. And that was like where my main focus was. But yeah, they let us go out of class. They had it up on the television, so we kind of watched it live because they wanted us to know what was going on. But it was really creepy. It was really scary. And then as soon as my mom picked me up, the first thing was, don't worry, your sister's okay. And I was like, thank God. But even as a 6th grader, I was, freaking out about that. So yeah, I mean, I remember where I was, and it was a rough time. It was definitely a rough time. Stevie B says, what do you think about the 10 Commandments movie? The very old one. Yes, the very, very old one. I had not seen it for the first time until maybe 5 years ago. In fact, I saw it with Greta. So Greta and I went to go see that movie, and it was great. It was a little slow for me. Obviously, it's a longer film, so it was a little on the slow side, but very well made, very well acted, and I like how it adapts the scripture account as well. So I thought that overall it was a very well put together film. Frank and the Clan are up on Twitch. Thank you very much. Says, Odin, add to Frank, I'm everywhere, arf arf. Yes, indeed you are. Pralix says, reading chat on YouTube, lurking on Twitch. Well, Pralix, thank you very much, because on Twitch I do need some watch time over there and some people in the chat over there. So if you want to stay over there, hey, that's totally fine by me. And of course, if you put a chat over there, I'm much more likely to get to it if you don't want to do the Odin question on YouTube, because again, there's not too many people on Twitch quite yet. And let's see how my D-Live people are doing as well. Let's see. Patrick McDuff says, Patrick McDuff just donated 1 ice cream. Thank you very much for the ice cream, Patrick McDuff. I appreciate that very much. Yes, Brad, no beard tickling at all. That is not okay. That is not allowed. Frank says, add to Frank, do what I can for Odin. I'll be watching you on both. Thank you very much, Frank. Appreciate it. I can always count on the clan to help out, to help a brother when he's in need. Soulsass says, you could check out Graceland in Memphis if you are an Elvis fan. Yeah, I don't hate Elvis, but I wouldn't call myself a fan either. I don't know much of his music. I mean, obviously I can recognize his voice, and I don't listen to his music all the time, though, I guess is the big thing. So again, I don't hate Elvis, no problems with Elvis, but I'm not a diehard fan either that I felt like I would need to go. Greta says, hello everyone in Odin. There she is, guys. So go on ahead and click on Greta's profile if you want to be updated live when she goes live. So go ahead and subscribe over to Greta's Zenner's channel. Again, click on her profile, subscribe to her channel, click the bell notification, and as soon as she goes live, you guys will be notified. So again, if you can go support her tonight. What time are you streaming tonight, Greta? Are you streaming 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I think is when she is. So Greta, just put all that information in the chat. If you want to post your link as well, Greta, please do so. And let's give some love to Greta in the chat, because again, she's been here and a part of the channel for a very, very long time. And so I appreciate that very much. Let's see here. Jeremy Swig says, my mother worked for United Maintenance Hub at the time, and they were all sent home because they had a bomb threat. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That is insane. Okay, this is all new to me. Essex Biker gave me Sparkle worth 33 coins. I don't know what coins are, but that was through Periscope on Twitter. So thank you very much for that, Essex Biker. I don't know what the coins do. I don't know what they are, but you sent 3 of them. So thank you very much for the gift of Sparkle worth 33 coins on Periscope. I appreciate that a lot. That's what the hearts were. Again, new animations indeed, with getting set up on both Periscope and also Twitch and D-Live. Let's see, Star Wars for Life. Thank you very much. Oh, Ruthie, thank you for the super chat. Says, hi, Odin, Steph, Tina, working right now. Just want to say hi. Have a great day. Thank you very much. Thank you very, 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 very much, Ruth. Ruthie is awesome. She is great on Twitter. She likes to put the memes together. She loves to post things, to help out other channels. She loves to bring people together with news stories and with other people that might need help. Ruthie is an amazing person, and her full name now is Star Wars for Life, Jeremy's Instagram fan, PGJGG for Life. I don't know why she can't just make it a shorter name, but I still appreciate it, Ruthie, nonetheless. Thank you very much for your tremendous, tremendous support. Let's see. But yeah, Jeremy Swiggs, that does sound very, very scary. Tina says, I've told Odin that DeMille did a silent movie version of the Ten Commandments and decided to remake it. The silent version only has like 30 minutes of Moses, then other stuff. Yes, she has indeed said that. I kind of still want to see it too, but I don't know. It's it's a long story. I don't know if I could make it through silence. Maybe. See, Frank over on Twitch says, sorry, Odin, I'll just send you chocolate instead of money because I'm a dog. Arf, arf. Hey, you know what? I will accept chocolate because chocolate is delicious and definitely not nutritious. Essex Biker gave me a Ripple worth 66 coins. Whatever that means. I have no idea what that means, but thank you for the 66 coins and a Ripple. Thank you. Alex McCarthy says, geez, make me feel old. I was in 10th grade getting my driver's license. That's not that bad. Only 4 years apart. That's not too old, man. Star Woke Incorporated says, think Dave Filoni is the only one that understands Star Wars in Lucasfilm. He should handpick people for story groups. No, he should. He worked creatively underneath George Lucas. There are not many people who worked on Star Wars with and under George Lucas in a creative capacity. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy worked with George Lucas, but not in a creative capacity. She's not a writer. She's not a director. She's a producer, so she might know the money side of things, but she has no idea how to create anything. So if anyone should be in charge of the creative side of Star Wars, it should be him. And that's why in the video I did talking about that very fact, there was someone during the Q&A panel for the Rebels Remembered, where basically starts off the question by saying, hey, as you being, and I think many will agree with me, that you are the spiritual successor to George Lucas, and everyone applauded and said, abso-freaking-lutely, because it's true. I think that that kind of reaction just showed that we care about Star Wars, we care about the vision that George Lucas had, and also he cares about it too. And that's what we need right now in Star Wars. We need someone that actually cares about the vision of Star Wars. Otherwise, it's just going to continue to go down this path that it is at this point in time. It's really sad. It really is. All right, so Ruthie's super chat will be the point for me. Greta says, thank you for the plug. I hope it works out. Trying to go 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So again, go check out Greta Zenner's channel. Go check out Greta's channel. Subscribe, hit the bell for your notification. And at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, right now it's 4 p.m. Central Standard Time where we are. And so in about 3 hours, she's going to try her first ever live stream. So go give her some love. She deserves it. All right, let's check out my D-Live people. What's going up on D-Live? A lot of things going on D-Live right now. Tad's Girl, thank you very much for following me on D-Live. I appreciate that. Brad says, Greta is cool. Watch that. Yeah, she is very, very cool. Tad's Girl, thank you very much for the diamond donation. Really, thank you. Thank you so much for that. It's very generous of you. Tad's is very awesome indeed. Forrest Bear is posting a link. Okay. Brad Beer. Oh, boy. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, let's not ban anybody quite yet. Kim Can Park says, I like the old East meets West aesthetic in episodes 1 through 6, but the new trio looks more like Firefly. Firefly is a great show. It really is. It's just a bear waving. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Forrest Bear. I gotcha. Well, thank you for sending it nonetheless. I really do appreciate it. Alrighty, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. All right, let's refresh that live chat. And Hamlet Shirt says, happy Easter, sir. Be well. Hamlet, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And you also have a very happy and blessed Easter as well. Let's see. Greta says, have you watched the 1959 version of Ben-Hur yet? If not, watch it Sunday. I have not watched it yet. I do own it, though. I do believe, I think I do. I'm pretty sure I own Ben-Hur, so I do have it available to me. Sunday, I'm not going to be here because we're driving to Tennessee, and that's when we're leaving. So I will not, unfortunately, have any time to watch it on Sunday. Cupcake Geek, congratulations, Odin. Thank you for pumping out great content almost every day. What are your favorite cinema snacks? Oh, that's a great question. Of course, I love my popcorn. Popcorn is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I do love popcorn. But as far as other things, I like, let's see. Junior Mints is great too. I love chocolate, of course. And so Junior Mints is also a great snack. I can do snow caps every now and then. But I would say my main go-to would probably be, popcorn for sure. Popcorn. Force Ghost Jeremy, thank you very much for the super chat. Says, Essex Biker is me. Well, thank you, Force Ghost Jeremy. Essex Biker, appreciate that. Coins are Periscope's super chats. Okay. So how does one gain that? Is it some similar where you are spending money on those things, on those coins, or is it by watching, or what? I haven't actually figured out my Periscope yet either. So I'll have to figure out how that equates and where it comes from, because it's all new to me with the Periscope and the D-Live. La 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 la. Yeah, don't ban anyone, please. Don't ban anyone on D-Live, please. Forrest Bear, you have a good day at church. Yeah, Brad, don't play around with the banning features just yet. Kim Can Park, thank you very much for donating the ice cream. Thank you for the ice cream. Kim Can Park, thank you very much. Over on D-Live. Do always appreciate my people watching on the D-Live. Very, very much. Let's see. Cupcake I got. Tina says, it's not as long as the 1956 version. It's not a bad morality story. It's not a bad morality story, and the effects for the time are very impressive. All right, well, I might have to check that out at some point. And John Early says, do you know how to cook Odin Allfather? I know how to brown red ground meat. That's it, though. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. I know very basic things like cooking up eggs and burgers and such. However, when given a grill, have been told that my grilling is not terrible. Actually, it was a grilling competition. So my wife ran a group over at a church, and I would usually tag along. This is when we were dating. And one of the times they actually had basically a program where older people from the church would teach the younger group that she worked with basically, basic skills. Whether it was, learning how to sew or building a birdhouse or something to that effect. One of them, though, was actually grilling. And so there was a competition, just like with anything else. And I ended up making the second best grilled chicken. So, hey, when given the opportunity, I apparently can grill. So hopefully when we move to Tennessee, we'll have the opportunity to be able to do that much better. And Essex Biker, thank you for the gift of Ripple worth 66 coins. I appreciate that much. Very much so. Force Ghost Jeremy, Essex Biker. What is your real name? Who are you really? Nickel Noodle says, have you confirmed that the area of Tennessee you're moving to has Popeye's chicken? Yes, of course. Of course. It also has a Best Buy and also an AMC theater as well. So I got all my bases covered where we're going. Beats of Angel says, congrats on 17K. Check out Mahler's unbridled meh video of Captain Marvel. It actually made me a little sad, but it's so funny. It's funny, so there's positives. Yeah, I've not seen that. I don't watch Mahler stuff. Nothing against Mahler. It's just I know usually very, very long, and I just don't have the time to be able to dedicate. Even watching on 2x speed, which is what I normally watch videos at, I just don't have the time, unfortunately. Brad says, Frank looked lonely. Well, Brad, thank you for watching me over on Twitch. But remember, you're a mod over on DLive, so make sure you have the DLive chat still up as well. I really wish there's a way that DLive chat could also be put in with the chat that I'm looking at right now. But so far, that is not the case. We'll see what happens, though. Let's see. Grandmaster Yoda says, some think it will be Riot's retcon Revan as female and make Brie Larson play Revan in live Knights of the Old Republic film. Do you agree? Oh, God. Yeah, they better not do that. If they do that, if they change Revan, which is a very beloved Knights of the Old Republic character, or just, Old Republic character for that matter, that would be a terrible decision on their part. It would totally fall in line with what they're doing because, it would make sense that they would do that because, why wouldn't they at this point? However, I really hope they don't because that would just be a stupid decision. Brad, okay, good. You're a dual wielder. Well, thank you. Thank you for keeping it alive on the DLive. Those two ball guys. Congrats to you, Odin Sir. Thank you very much. Those two ball guys. Go check out those two ball guys. Not only are they bald, so they really need some help because they don't have any hair, but also they produce some really great content too. I still need to catch up on some of the stuff that y'all have done recently. Jeremy Swiggs, I'm a leaf on the wind. Watch how I soar. Yes, that's Serenity. Great film. Love that movie so much. Got to meet Alan Tudyk. Got his autograph. Got to talk to him. He also has rescues. He also has mutts. And so, yeah, we had a really nice conversation about that. So I was glad I was finally able to meet him in person and cannot wait for the next con because if he is there, I'm going to definitely try and get a photo op so that way I can talk to him even more so because he's awesome. Everything he does very, very well. Let's see. Such a Neon says, did you know Stan Lee was in the Big Hero 6 TV show? Played an old school superhero. No surprise there. I miss him. Stand up dude. Wait, he was a stand-up dude. Yes. I did not know that he played that character. I didn't even know there was a Big Hero 6 TV show. I don't really watch Disney much anymore, so I had no idea they actually had a Disney TV show version of it. Doesn't surprise me. They've done that with a lot of things like How to Train Your Dragon. I know had a show for a while. So that's interesting though that he actually played on a TV show that he played a role. So yeah, I really wish I could have met him at some point in my life because he always just seemed like a very straightforward dude. The Geek in Disguise. There is your shout out. So next time, put Odin question next to each other, though. I just noticed it in the live chat. That's why that's why I gave you the shout. But just make sure Odin question are next to each other, and then it'll help me. I'll figure that out in the future. All right, so I'm caught up on the YouTube chat. Let's go over to DLive. Kim Can Park says, what do you think about Doomcocks? Without respect, we reject. I fully support that. So Kim Can, I fully support him saying that and having that motto because it is indeed true. I think that if Lucasfilm really want the fans to come back, if they really want all of that to come back to them, I think that at the end of the day, what they need to do is they need to realize and understand that we need there needs to be some form of an apology, at least at least for them to be able to recognize that they indeed made at least a mistake. That they can at least recognize they made a mistake, because if they continue to go on as they are and act like they did nothing wrong and act like no one on their behalf did nothing wrong, I don't think that's going to end up well for them. And I think that at the end of the day, what you need some type of just conversation. It's interesting, too. Kathleen Kennedy, who's been doing a lot of interviews lately, she said in an interview recently, and this was covered on other channels, basically that the Force is female stuff, that wasn't her. Nike made the shirt, and so she wore the shirt, and all these other people were having fun with it. But then, sure enough, if you go back and watch a panel that she did a couple years back, she very much says, in her own words, the Force is female. So she's trying to rewrite her own history, and when you try and do that, if you try to just ignore what things are going on and how things are working, it's not going to end up well for you in the long run. So let me go ahead and I just need to update my DLive title really quickly because it's stuck on the old ones. Let's paste and save. All right, there we go. Now that has been saved. But yes, as far as Doomcock, though, I think that it's absolutely true that there needs to be something. You know, he is definitely right on for sure, because at the end of the day, if they will not even acknowledge that they made a mistake, if they can't even acknowledge that Star Wars is currently broken because of the nonsense that they've been doing, well, then they don't deserve our money. They don't deserve our watches. They don't deserve any of that because, you know, they're not learning anything. They haven't learned their lesson. And if they haven't learned their lesson, it means that we're likely going to get the same type of nonsense, you know? John Early says, I like your dogs, Odin Allfather. Well, thank you very much. I like my dogs as well. They are very cool. They are very, very cool, and I love them. And they're now awake, so it looks like they got some rest. Actually, no, River is still passed out on the floor. She definitely, she doesn't like cars. She gets very anxious. That's why we actually try and give her some Benadryl whenever we go on road trips, because she gets very anxious. She drools, and no lie, she will stay awake. She'll sit up and be alert and attentive for hours. You know, because the drive to Tennessee can sometimes be like 7-8 hours long. And sometimes she'll just be awake for like 5, and eventually she'll finally give in because she'll finally start feeling tired. But yeah, it's so sad. Oh, it's so sad. Alrighty. Let us see on the DLive. All right, DLive is still okay. Let's go to the live chats, and live chat's still okay. All right, no one's asking any questions from on Twitch. So let's see. Tina says, if you want to see Odin, yes, Tina, thank you very much. So again, if you want me to answer a question or if you want me to see a comment, just make sure Odin question, all one word, is there. If you do want to not have to worry about putting that every single time you want me to see it or say anything, you can go to DLive, or you can also go to Twitch, because not many people are on there, and so I'm more apt and more likely to actually go over there. So let's see. Tina says, Nike did not. All right, so we got a correction here. Thank you very much. Says, Nike did not make that shirt. From what EVS and others have reported, it's been shown they didn't. That woman needs to stop her lies during Holy Week. Okay, so it sounds like we've gotten a little update on that. So she claimed in a recent interview that Nike made the Force is Female shirt and that she had nothing to do with it, which was obviously not true, seeing that, again, in a panel, she said the words, the Force is Female. Obviously, she was aware of that movement. And so, of course, now EVS apparently and others have said that they have proof that she indeed, or rather that Nike did not make that. That's interesting. Hammer says, will you be doing anything on your channel to commemorate the 20th anniversary of the Phantom Menace? Probably not officially. I'm not exactly sure when the official anniversary is. I want to say it's this week, right? Or it's already happened maybe, or it was earlier in the week. So nothing official yet, but I'm sure if other Fandom Menace channels want to do something and I'm available, would love to jump on for it, because even though I've got my critiques of that first film and the second film, I do think that overall it's a much more cohesive story. No lie. It's a much more cohesive story. That is no doubt about that. See, Brad over on Twitch says, Odin, why is your DLive moderator so sexy on DLive? Well, Brad, you are the moderator, so stop talking about yourself. And then Frank over on Twitch says, arf, 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 I'm a triple stream watching you, Wiener Dog. Frank the Tank and the Sean Wiener Dog clan, they are watching on DLive, Twitch, and YouTube. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Frank is now following me as well, doing the triple stream. Kim Can says, keep listening to you while I work. Well, Kim Can, thank you very much for listening while you work. When you whistle while you work. Appreciate that much, Kim Can. Hopefully, I'm entertaining you. Are you not entertained? I hope so. I have fun. I like to have fun, and I'm having fun. Hopefully you're having fun as well. And again, thank you so much for all of the very, very kind words as well. CB says, YouTube's third crash tonight. Okay, so apparently YouTube is crashing. That's the first issue I've heard, technical issue I've heard, so sorry to hear that. If you're having issues with YouTube, that is one of the reasons why I'm doing Restream, because if YouTube's not working, I would say, hey, go watch on Twitch, because I haven't heard any problems from Twitch yet, and DLive, at least according to my boy Brad, also said last stream there were no issues either. So it sounds like they are much more stable platforms for the live streaming than YouTube is, And that's, again, another reason why I'm streaming to all of those different places. Force Ghost Jeremy, thank you very much for the super chat, says 1,000 coins in Periscope cost only $1. I sent you a DM on Twitter. Happy Easter, by the way. Go buy a chocolate egg with this super chat. Well, thank you very much, Force Ghost Jeremy. We'll definitely be buying some chocolate. I appreciate that. And also, Daniel Irwin, welcome to the channel. Appreciate you very much for being here. Let's see. Nicolou says, Kathleen Kennedy said, don't get mad at her for wearing a shirt she didn't design. So I guess it's cool to wear anything offensive as long as you specifically don't. No, seriously, it would be like if I were to wear an anti-Semitic shirt and say, I didn't design it. I'm just wearing it. They just gave it to me and I put it on. It'd be like, no, you chose to put that on. You know what it implies. You know that there's going to be people that are going to look at that and say, oh boy. Yeah, so she's obviously full of herself, and she's obviously lying, and that's not good for the head of Lucasfilm to be lying to the people. JJ says, what is your gold age of movies? Mine was movies from the 80s and 90s, like Stripes, Sergeant Bilko, Pentagon Wars, Hear No Evil, See No Evil, Beverly Hills Cop, etc. So I have several. That's a good question. So the golden age of movies. I love a lot of different ages of movies because I have a wide range of films that I like. I like chick flicks. That's right, Netflix film. I said it, chick flicks, and it's not offensive, so shut up. I like chick flicks. I like action films. I like serious films. I like lighthearted films. I like some foreign language films. So I have a wide range, wide variety. When it comes to the actual age itself, 40s and 50s, I would say. Love a lot of film. I feel like in the 40s and 50s, even their B movies were just much better than the movies that come out today. Like some of the main movies and some of the big budget releases that we get today. So 40s and 50s to me would be the golden age, and I do, of course, love 80s and 90s too. If I had to choose two ages to live in as far as which movies would I love to see on the big screen, it would be movies from the 40s and 50s and also movies from the 80s and 90s. Got to actually see some of those movies from the 90s as well. And yeah, so I guess that would be my answer. Derek Raju says, what can the MCU to keep its fan base after Endgame? That's a great question, Derek, because as I've mentioned before, there's going to be a drop-off no matter what. And it's not going to be a bunch of people stop watching because they listen to people like me or anyone else and they say, oh, it's going woke, I'm not watching it. It's just a natural progression. This is the end of an era. This is the end of a saga. And, the Infinity War saga is what's been named. And so we've gotten, 11 years, 22 films. And at the end of the day, this is going to be a movie and an event that's going to be the culmination for a lot of people. And it costs a lot of money now to go to the theater. It costs a lot of money to bring your families to see it multiple times. All these other things are a major part of it and have an impact. And all of these things, I think, are going to have that impact post-film. And so I think that there's already going to be a natural drop-off. Add on top of that the fact that we're probably going to lose at least one major star. I mean, I could see a universe where we lose 3. I could see a universe where we don't lose any. However, I think that we're at least going to lose one major star. My own thought on that is Chris Evans, and the only reason why for Captain America is because he has made it very clear he wants to be a full-time director. And so I think that he's one of the few that would actually not sign on for more films and would allow a character to die off in that way. So I think that we'll at least lose one. And keep in mind, there are people that watch these movies because certain franchises got them on board. Remember that many people are Captain America fans, and so they saw those movies and said, oh my gosh, let me see some other movies as well. Also, there is a chance that I could lose power because there is indeed a very bad storm that is coming through. My computer won't shut down because I do have a backup system, but the Wi-Fi, the internet might shut down. So if the stream does die at any point completely, it's probably that, and I'll do everything that I can to get everything up and running again. If not, though, it's been great, and it's been a fun stream. But I'm still going to keep going, not ending just yet, but I'm hearing the thunder and lightning behind me, so I just want to make sure that, my son, Thor, does not kill the stream without me letting you guys know why it might end. But yeah, natural progression, there's going to be a drop-off naturally, but also stars can have an impact. I would say the star that, to me, would have the biggest impact would be Robert Downey Jr., because most people would admit Iron Man is one of their favorite characters in the MCU. He's one of their favorite actors in the MCU. And I think that if he's not a part of it, especially if they try to replace him with there's talk about them trying to bring in a female Iron Man and a female Thor. If they try and do that with the characters, I think it's going to cause a lot of people, just not even a backlash, but just a lot of people to say, yeah, you know what, I don't want to see that. Again, the real Iron Man was Robert Downey Jr. I have no need to see it anymore. Let's go over to DLive really quick and see what's going on over there. All right, sales sounds pretty quiet over on DLive, so thank you again to Brad and also, of course, to Frank for keeping a watchful eye over there. Brad says, I'll agree Twitch and DLive have better stream quality. So Brad himself is saying that there is better stream quality over on those two platforms. So again, if you have any issues with the YouTube stream, go check it out over there instead. Oh, look who we have here. Oh, John Talks. John Talks, thank you so much for the super chat, man. He says, just want to drop by and say congrats on 17K. Odin, wish I could have made it to Celebration and meet you in person. Maybe next time. Keep it up, bro. Well, yeah, hey, we got Celebration coming up next year in Anaheim, California, so would love to see you there. But also, hey, if you're ever down my way, or if you're ever going to be in Tennessee, starting maybe July or August, hit me up, man. Would love to stop by. And if I'm ever up in Michigan again, if I'm ever up in your neck of the woods, would definitely love to stop by and meet you in person as well. Again, guys, go check out John Talks. Awesome dude. Many of you probably already subscribed to his channel, but if you're not, please do. He's a good dude. He is a good dude. Alrighty, let's see. John Early says, I want to watch the new Twilight Zone, but I'll wait until it's available on Google Play and Vudu. Yeah, from what I've heard of it, I have not actually seen an episode. I hear it's woke. I don't know if it is because I haven't seen it for myself, but I've now heard it from several different people that there's a lot of wokeness to it, and that makes me sad because the original series was not political. It was very much about good storytelling, and it's also sad because Jordan Peele has done a very good job of telling good stories, and so it makes me sad that he might not be doing that anymore when it comes to this show. And I think that might indicate the future of his films too, which again also makes me sad because he's very, very, very talented. John Talks sounds good to me too, man. So again, please go subscribe over to John Talks, and yeah, hopefully I can meet up with you one day, good sir. All right, chat's probably gonna jump on me again. I just want to make sure I get live in the chat. And let's see, where are we? Where are we right now? Hello. Mecha Random, what's going on, Mecha Random? Guys, go check out your favorite YouTube harpy, Mecha Random 42. She is awesome. Go check her out. Another great YouTube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by, Mecha Random. Appreciate it. Frank says, no issues on my Mac, just saying. Oh, yeah, keep on talking up the Mac, Frank. Keep up talking up the Mac. At the end of the day, I don't have issues with streams either, and I didn't waste money on an Apple product. JJ's having no issues on YouTube. Perfect. All right, so it sounds like it might just be on that specific person's end. Soulsat says, the Old Republic characters have such a long history. Maybe it would be better if it was a TV series, each season focusing on a specific event and story. I think that that's the future, though, to be honest. I think television and streaming is the future. I said this to Jeff from World Class BSers when I met up with him in Chicago, and I said that I honestly think that we're about maybe 10 to 20 years away for film theaters, for actual movie theaters, essentially being non-existent or being much smaller than what they are now, because by that time everything will be streaming. Everything. It's cheaper. I mean, think about it for a second. It's so much cheaper to make a TV series usually than to make a movie and to promote it and to make the deals. And also, you have several theater chains now making up their own services like AMC Theaters. They've got the AMC A-List, which is a very good program. But because they've got that infrastructure, if, say, for example, now that Disney is going to have its own streaming service, they could potentially in the next 10 to 20 years say, hey, we got new movies coming out, and the only way you can watch it is on the streaming network. And then what they could do is, if they wanted to, they could say, if you're already a subscriber, if you're already a member, you get to see it early, and they'll maybe say you have to pay some, certain price for it to watch it. But it's going to be so much cheaper because they're not having to pay for, the actual theater space, electricity. So they'll actually be able to save a lot of money. But what AMC Theaters can do is it can make deals with other studios to say, hey, let us have digital access, and then if you have our service, hey, go ahead and watch it on our service. I think that is the future, and it's one that's cool, but also is kind of scary because I personally love movie theaters. So that's interesting, Soul Assassin, that you say that. And I definitely think that, I think most characters deserve television treatment because, again, you're able just to tell so much more of the story. You're able to develop the characters so much better and so much more. And I really do think it would be better overall. So hopefully we get that. Dean Height says, why would Nike, a sportswear company, produce a shirt about the Force? It's a great question. That's why when she said it, I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And that's why immediately at the end of the video where I watched that, they had the, they had the quote from the panel she spoke at where she used those words, the Force is female. So it's like, nice try, Kathleen, but, footage doesn't lie, and we have plenty of footage of that. Brad over on Twitch says, watch It's a Film History with Greta for hot movie action. Yes, indeed. Greta, and I don't know if Greta's still in the chat or not, but she is doing her first ever live stream in just a few hours, and she's awesome, and she's great, especially when it comes to film history. She is a film history buff, a film history nerd, and she will probably have a lot of opinions on her own specific golden age of movies, and she is just awesome. All right, going over on D-Live, says, Odin, WTF is a Snoke? That's a great question, Brad. Still haven't had any buffering here on Twitch. There it buffered. Watch it. It's a film histohi for Greta action. Poppyton, I'd rather go to a theater myself. Poppyton, watching over on D-Live. Yes, Poppyton, I totally agree with you, man. I personally, I love theaters. But think about it. Think about how many people are tired of having to pay so much for for the movie tickets and also for the popcorn. Think about how, much people are so tired of having to worry about people talking, people getting on their phones, all this other nonsense. And all that could be done away with, or all that could be, a thing of the past if they end up going in this category. Frank just says that he does drive-in theaters. So thank you again to all those people over on D-Live right now. All right, back to the YouTube channel. Tina says, no Phantom Menace salute. No Phantom Menace salute. I'm teasing you because of Baby Odin, and this is this is pod racing. Yes, absolutely. Patrick Duff says, what is Periscope exactly, and where can I find it? I don't know much about it. So basically, it's YouTube's live streaming. Twitter's live streaming, rather. So it actually has its own website. It's periscope.something. And what it does is when you go live through Periscope, it goes live to your Twitter page. And therefore, if you're just on Twitter and you see my page, will show that I'm live right now. And it's technically through Periscope is what it is. So that's what Periscope is. Sasha Neon says, I will agree with that ludicrous Netflix intern that Chicken Run is the best chick flick. Arden does great stop motion and underappreciated art. Stop motion is definitely underappreciated. That's why I usually love whatever Leica Studios does. Not too long ago, I think it's a couple years at this point, they did a movie called Kubo and the Two Strings, and it was brilliant. Not only did they have the stop motion, claymation, but also it was a beautiful story. The voice acting was fantastic, and it was awesome. And they also did Coraline, which was great. They did the Box Trolls, which was not nearly as good. Wasn't a big fan of Box Trolls, but it's there nonetheless. And they also did Paranorman as well. Paranorman was pretty good, but there was some politicking in there a little bit, but nothing too much. And so normally they're pretty solid. Box Trolls is the only one that I have any major issues with. Random Nerd of Doom, hail Odin, hail to you, good sir. John Early says, do you think Shazam should have had a Spider-Man joke? Because they've two Shazam jokes in Sam Raimi's Spidey trilogy. Yeah, I guess nowadays it would be harder to get away with that because of just the crossovers and the question about rights. But overall, I'm not upset with. That's not something I think is needed. I don't think that's something that's necessary. I think that if they were to do that, most people would either catch the reference, but they wouldn't understand why the reference was in a DC film in the first place. So yeah, overall, I would say no. Alex McCarthy says, they can always make Bucky the new Captain America. That's what I want them to do. I think that their mindset is actually to try and make Falcon the next one. But since they are already doing a streaming show on the Disney Plus network featuring the Winter Soldier and Falcon, maybe that's not the case. Maybe that is an indication that Chris Evans is going to leave and they're going to let Captain America not be anyone. And maybe in the show, it's about what do you do in a post Captain America world, and one of them has to take on the reins. Again, could be the case that might happen. Alex McCarthy says they can. Oh, yeah, I got that one already. Cool. Random Air Doom says, Odin, get to your cellar if the storm gets bad. I know that Louisiana has some pretty bad tornadoes and hurricanes. We get the hurricanes, but it's not hurricane season right now, so it's not going to be too bad. Tornadoes, it depends on the storm. Sometimes we get tornadoes, sometimes we don't. Really just depends on how bad the storm is. We don't have cellars either, really, because we're underwater. We're already under sea level. And so to have a basement or to have a cellar would be a terrible idea because it would flood. So I'm actually okay in this room right here. If things get really, really bad, if there's like a tornado warning or anything like that, then there's other places we can go in the very beginning, rather in like the center of our house, and we'd be okay. So let's see. Shadzar over on Twitch says, every time I'm watching one of Odin's YouTube videos, he goes live. Shadzar, conspiracy. Yes, indeed, Shadzar. That's interesting. I swear I don't do it on purpose. I swear I don't do it on purpose. All right, therefore, that is now live as well. Let us see what we got going on here in the chat. Beats of Angel says, pretty optimistic view on Endgame with one death. What about 4 or 5 so they can replace them with cheap women counterparts, like you said, female Iron Man, Thor? Is there a chance they could do that? Absolutely. There's definitely a chance. How likely are they to do that? Not likely. Because there's already, as I said, there's going to be a natural fall off from the fact that this is the end of not just a phase, but also an entire saga. So there are going to be certain characters that are just going to go away or be less by just nature of that. So I don't think that would be a good thing for them to do in the first place. But could they have 4 or 5 characters die off? Sure. As far as main people, though, like big names, the ones that actually have their names in the titles of their own films, I could see it being 1 or 3. 1 to 3. But overall characters, 4 to 5 sounds about right, because you could have minor characters in other franchises, die off. Captain F-Head says, top 3 of all-time films for me, Empire, Harvey, and Night Watch. All-time films, I usually go with the same 3, Casablanca, It's a Wonderful Life, and 12 Angry Men, which are all fantastic. Brad Beer Hunter over on Twitch says, I'm just waiting for Jeremy to go live now and run Odin over. Yep, that's what he does. He does that all the time whenever I'm streaming, that's for sure. Shazar says he would do something like that, or Ethan. Yes, either of them would totally do that. Ethan doesn't really know me all that much. It was really cool getting to meet him in Chicago, but Jeremy does. So Jeremy should know better. And but Jeremy's awesome too. He sent all the people over from his stream my way last time, so I did appreciate that very much. Shazar says we all know one isn't dying. Spider-Man has a movie this summer, so he has to live. Yeah, it's true. Unless they try and convolute the storyline to make it pre-Endgame, which they probably won't. They haven't really made it clear one way or the other, but it's still an interesting thing. Bruce is in the chat. Mecha Random is lurking. These people who lurk. CF Productions says, it's CF Productions coming to you another stream. Thank you very much, CAF. Appreciate you. Random Nerd of Doom. Will Kathleen Kennedy ever step down at some point due to her age? She is like 65. She must have some existing health issues that'll keep her from reigning forever. Well, 65's not that old, man. So I would not say that she would be going anywhere soon because of her age. I think that they're going to try and work her way out. I think that they don't want her there very long because they don't she's not the person to put Star Wars into the future. Really, she is not a person to put Star Wars into the future. They need somebody who has a vision. They need somebody who can actually control the universe, who knows the universe, who loves the universe. And that's why there are some people speculating that maybe Jon Favreau's involvement with The Mandalorian and that being kind of the key show. When you think about it, like if you need to describe what you think might be not just their kickoff show, but I guess kind of like their golden goose, the one that they're putting a lot of their eggs in, I could see a world where it totally makes sense to say The Mandalorian is that show. And that means they're putting a lot of faith and trust and power into the hands of Jon Favreau. And so, as I said before, if they wanted to make people happy, and if they wanted to put themselves in the best position to do well, Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, 2 people at the top. So she will step down one day, either by force or by retirement, but not by her age. She's still not that old. She could, technically speaking, think about some of the biggest executives in the world. They usually go into like their 70s or 80s. So she's still got time. Cupcake Geek says, hey Odin, is there a large hype for Disney streaming service? I would say so, because it's offering a crap ton of content for almost no money. Again, $7 a month is nothing. And they're offering every single Marvel film, every single animated film they've done, their entire, essentially their entire collection of classic films. So it's got a lot of stuff. And that's not even counting the television shows and the television series that they're adding on. So it's going to be a big seller. And I actually said this to Jeremy on the trip. I said, I would not be surprised if it hits 1 million subs in a week. In its first week, I think it might even get close to 1 million subs because they've already announced it early on. They've announced it months in advance. They've announced what date it's coming out, November 12th. And so they have all that time to push for it, to market for it. I'm sure they'll do some type of pre-sale thing where you can sign up early and get access to something. I'm sure they might try and do that. And it is only being released in the United States at first. Over the next 2 years, they said they're going to try and release it in other countries. But even in the United States, I think there are enough people out there with kids, with nephews, with family members that are going to enjoy that content especially, or even just fans of those series who want to see things like The Mandalorian or Clone Wars Season 7, who are going to put up that kind of money for the month. And some might even put up for the year, because if you put up for the year, it's like only a little over $5 a month when you break it down. So there's definitely a lot of hype around it. Let's see. CF Production says, Happy Maundy Thursday and everyone else. Yes, Happy Holy Thursday indeed. Niggle Noodle says, what is your D-Live name? It should just be Odin's Movie Blog or Odin Movie Blog. So let me actually go over to D-Live right now. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here over on D-Live. Frank says that he does the drive-in theater. Brad says, I have to drive 100 miles to get to near one. Wait, to a drive-in theater or to a theater in general? Holy crap. Kim Can says, Marion Max was my favorite stop motion. Never seen Marion Max. Poppy Tan says, don't have a drive-in near me for a decade. Yeah, I don't have one near me either. I want to go to one at some point. Brad says, what's going to be better, John Wick or Tina's Pikachu movie? I'm excited for Tina. I'm excited for Pikachu, but I'm more excited for John Wick 3. And I really hope John Wick 3 knocks it out of the park because that series has already been fantastic. 1 and 2 were brilliant. If they can end it off perfectly and get a nice, solid trilogy. And also, Ian McShane has apparently said that there's plans to have that series go on for another 10 years in some capacity. I think the John Wick story part of it might be over, but who knows? Could be different. Yeah, Poppy Den says, hopes John Wick. Brad says it's going to be John Wick's going to rock. I hope so. Hasn't failed us yet. Very true. Brad says, I was sold when I saw a horse gun battle. Yeah, seriously. When he was riding on the horse and there were samurai swords on motorbikes, fantastic. Poppyton also put a gif of someone very excited and said that was my mood. Waiting, not long to go now. Not long at all. Not long at all. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so we got a few chats also from the Twitch channel. Shadzar says, Kathleen Kennedy did her damage with L337, and now that actor is writing James Bond. Even though producer's daughters say Bond should never be female, so I expect James Bond's next card to be romantically attracted to him. Oh, God, let's hope not. Yeah, I heard that too, and I just like, no, seeing how terrible that character was in Solo Star Wars Story, that doesn't sound like a good combination. Shazar also says James Bond will be the next Pando. And then has the facepalm emoji as well. Oh, that's great. That's great. Mary Mayhem. Go check out Mary Mayhem. She's awesome. Go sub to her channel. She's fantastic. Says, hey, man, congrats on 17K. Thank you very much. Mikey Woods clapping for 17K. Thank you. Greta's still here and lurking. God, so many lurkers. It's so creepy. Why y'all being so creepy? All right. Let's see what we got. Frank says, of course, I have to triple stream for you. Oh, I appreciate it, Frank. Really do appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. Random Nerd of Doom says, why are people so stupid to think that all this woke stuff being first-time diversity? We had Blade, Underworld, Enter the Dragon, and other minority or female-led films already. That is very true. And it is indeed something that is a good question to ask because many of these people just, honestly, they live in a fantasy world where they think this is stuff that doesn't... And then when you question them about it, they say, well, it's not like it's this big deal. Like even Brie Larson herself, as much and as crazy as she has been about diversity and representation, she herself has said, well, I mean, it's not like a crazy concept for a female to lead a movie. I mean, it's happened before. Yeah, it has. So why are you complaining about it? Just stop. Josiah Rises. Wow. Okay. Thank you very much for the super chat, Josiah. Another awesome YouTuber. Go check out Josiah Rises. He's awesome. He's also my Christian brother. So happy Easter to you, Josiah. He says, you rock, man. Keep being awesome and congrats on 17K subscribers. Thank you very much, Josiah. Really do appreciate that very much. Mikey Wood says, Tom Cruise for Captain America. Thank you very much. Oh, God. When Brie Larson made that comment and said it in that way where she was like, I'm not going to be the first Tom Cruise. I'm not going to be the next Tom Cruise. I'm going to be the first me. Thank you very much. I was like, oh, my gosh, you're insufferable. That Valley Girl that she does is just so painful. But yes, let's get Tom Cruise for Captain America. Let's see how that happens. Let's see how that works out. Os McCarthy. Falcon and Winter Soldier pilot plot. Okay, Sam. So we will do rock, paper, scissors to see which one of us will be Captain America. You know what? I'd rather that be the way that's decided than anything else. Sticky V says, I think the Marvel Disney Plus shows could be great, but I don't think they will move the MCU forward. Just a nice side dish to make you long for the pre-woke MCU in the future. Yeah, I mean, they've already said that's going to be tied in, that the shows on the Disney Plus network will indeed be tied into the MCU, that they will be relevant. So I think that they'll probably try and do so. I mean, they're bringing in those actors. I mean, those actors are doing television, and a lot of them are not, by nature, television actors either. So I think that they're going to do some pretty big stories with them. And so I don't think it's just going to be filler. but until the next movie. I think they're really going to try and push forward to have that be the next frontier, the streaming service. We've already seen Netflix do it with its own movies and shows. I think that Disney's going to try and do the same thing. Random Nerd of Doom, I think this SJW is going to fall soon because, according to Tim Pool, the public really doesn't trust liberal news, and Fox News is more trusted. Well, news in general is not trusted, Random Nerd of Doom, so let's not go ahead and put one over the other. None of them are trusted. I don't trust any of those news networks. Whether it's MSNBC or Fox, I don't trust them, and I don't like to watch them either because they're all full of it. They are all full of themselves. Seriously, they're all full of it. They all care so much about getting those ratings in that they will talk about the same thing for 24 hours and just beat it to death to the point where people just don't care anymore. And sometimes it's important stuff that we should care about. But because of the 24-hour news cycle, it just gets lost in the shuffle. So yeah, I don't trust any of them, man. So I'm not gonna stand up for any here. Jeremy Swick says, Anna is streaming. Of course she's streaming. Why wouldn't she? It's too early for her to stream. She's on that West Coast time. What is she doing? Grandmaster Yoda says, by the way, did you see question on Raylo video from yesterday's video? Probably not. If it was in the comment section, probably not, because the comment sections have been getting crazy lately. But yeah, so just post the question in the chat and I'll get back to you. Let's see. Over on Twitch, we have Shadzar say, speaking of crazy, I don't understand memes, but I think this is a meme. So did it from Anna's video for you and Jesse. All right, let's see. Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. All right, let me go ahead and copy that link. And then I'm going to go ahead and post that as well. So you'll get another post in the Twitch channel as well. But there it is, guys. Go check that link out. That's a great GIF. A great meme, rather, created by Shadzar. Shadzar from Twitch. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's hilarious. I need to send that to Jesse because Jesse will get a kick out of that one, I think. Tina says, I'll have the stream playing in the background, but it's time for me to get ready for book club. Congratulations once again, and thank you for my Valkyrie status. No, Tina, you earned the Valkyrie status, so thank you, Tina, for being a Valkyrie, for being amazing. I appreciate you, and have fun at book club. Random Nerd of Doom, should we recruit Tom Kane to join the Phantom Menace? I think he thinks much like us, and his voice added to ours might help Lucasfilm and Disney take notice of us more. Well, honestly, I'm worried about his career, to be honest. I don't think it'll affect him too much since he's a voice actor and he's very good at what he does, and it's very hard to find people with his talent level. But they totally try to, go back to the interview with Tom Kane. But Tom Kane basically calls out The Last Jedi as being a very, very poorly done film. He says, why in the hell did, Akbar die off screen? That's such a terrible, that's so stupid. And who is this? And he kept on going. He's like, and who is this Admiral Holdo lady? Like, seriously, she's the one that gets to be the one that saves the day? Totally calling out The Last Jedi and the story writing from Rian Johnson. And then the person interviewing him says, oh, okay. Basically probably being fed in his ear. You shut him up, please. He's speaking too much truth. He's having a red pill moment. We can't have that on the center stage at Star Wars Celebration. So I mentioned in my video, if I ever had a chance to reach out to him and get him on for an interview, I would love to do it. Not just to talk about that, but also to talk about his history doing voice work as well. All right, let's see what's going on over on D-Live. Let's see. Poppyton was excited. Kim Ken Park, thank you very much. Just donated an ice cream. Thank you very much for the ice cream. I appreciate that. Bring in the ice cream. Bring in the ice cream indeed. Brad says, so many gates, I built a wall. Talking about Gamergate, Comasgate. There are a lot of gates out there for sure. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. All right, let's get the chat back up and running over here. Random Nerd Doom says, why does the media care so much for Kelly Marie Tran but not Jake Lloyd? I think Jake suffered a lot worse. He was bullied in real life and had to put up with harassment for 20 years. And also, this is a dude. Nickel Noodles found me on D-Live. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. But no, when it comes to, not just that, but also now is it schizophrenic or something? He developed a very serious mental condition. From all of the bullying, from all the crazy stuff that happened to him. And it is really sad that they don't really talk about it all that much. And keep in mind, they also played a part in that. They're the ones in there, especially the critics, they're the ones that tore his acting apart. I'm not saying that it's a good performance, but as a kid, they went after him pretty hard, just like with Ahmed Best. It wasn't the fans that went after him crazy. It was the media. because they were like, oh, this character is racist and oh, it's terrible, etc. I mean, they went after him really bad and put him, Ahmed Best, in a bad place too. So of course, were there fans that were probably also asses? Absolutely. But when it comes down to it, I have to understand. You have to understand that the media plays a very vital role in this. And the media plays a very important role, and they have to understand that the way they cover things, the way they don't cover things, it has an impact. Has a huge impact. Random Nerd Doom says, hey, Odin, do you believe in ghosts? A bit off question, just curious. No, because of my own religious beliefs. So, not in ghosts, but in possessions? Sure. Absolutely. Nickel Noodle says, can't find you on DLive. All right, you just found me, so glad you found it. Random Nerd Doom, I have found a good idea for some random fun. If you see a raccoon, point at it and call it Bradley Cooper. And if you see Bradley Cooper, call him a raccoon. I would love to see his reaction. That's so crazy. That's weird. I like it though, Random. I like it. Hunka Drunka Funka Monka, thank you very much for the super chat. He says, congrats on 17K, Allfather. Onwards and upwards. Hunky Chunky, thank you so much, man. Glad you're able to watch the stream. I know it's normally late where you are, so I definitely appreciate you being here. Nickel Noodles found Sup Nick. Follow it and make it easier to find. Yes, so if you're on DLive and you're watching me on DLive, go ahead and watch it. Go ahead and follow me over there. In fact, let me go ahead and get the DLive up and running. Let's see. How can I get the DLive? There it is. So copy that link, and let me go ahead and paste that in the chat. So if you want to follow me on DLive, if you want to get involved in some cryptocurrency and such, there is the link right there. So I put it up on YouTube and also on Twitch. So again, go ahead, and there is how you can watch me on DLive. Follow me over there. If you watch the streams and follow people over on DLive, that's how you get the currency. You don't have to actually pay anything. It's kind of similar to our cookie system, where if you watch my stream for a certain amount of time, you gain cookies over time. From what I hear, the same thing is, it works the same way over there on DLive as well. It's just all crypto run. So again, it seems to be pretty much a very pro streamer, pro content creator platform. So I'd love to try and build up a presence over there as well. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Random says, is the Nostalgia Critic a shill or SJW? I used to watch his videos a lot, but I noticed his subtle political views in a few of his videos. No, I don't really know him that much. I mean, I've watched some of his videos, but I never really noticed that he ever got political. And I mean, hey, if he has political view, hey, everyone's entitled to it. Everyone is entitled to their opinions, just as long as they don't try and force it down anyone's throats. Such a Neon says, will 2020 be the year of the Gatorgate? Starting to think so. Yeah, seriously, Gatorgate. Starting to become the all the gates will soon become under one moniker of Gatorgate. Or about just Gate. Gate. Nickel Noodle says, I was able to find you by searching blog on DLive, Odin's movie blog, or anything else live kept coming up with 0 results. I think it's all one word as Odin movie blog. The reason why is because I'm brand new to it, and I know that you have to reach essentially not monetization level, but you have to reach a certain amount of people watching the stream and, consistent days streaming. Basically, they want to make sure that you're someone that's actually going to stream to them constantly because, again, it's all part of the blockchain, which I don't really even know what the world that means, but it's a crypto thing. So that's the reason why probably it's not showing up, is because you have to reach a certain level before you can actually get that kind of access, and it can become easier to search and stuff like that. So Papadin says, it's fairly new, so it takes time to get a lot of people on here. Yeah, that's what I hear. It takes a little bit of time to build up your base, to build up the community, and also, of course, to build up enough so that way you can be eligible to receive that type of help and assistance. Because everyone that's on the live page are people that have been streaming for a while, and basically they're given preference. They're given, kind of preferential treatment because they've been streaming for a certain period of time. So eventually we'll get there. Just not quite yet. And then with Twitch, I know that they also have standards. You have to stream a certain number of hours. You have to have a certain number of people watching the stream as well for their, quote unquote monetization levels. So I still got 4 people watching over on Twitch. And unfortunately, DLive doesn't really tell me much about anything, really. And no one's on Periscope, but that's okay. That's on Twitter. So I didn't think that people were watching there anyway. So, but it's there. It's there just in case. See, Tina says, back real quick, chat, Uncle Ethan has a thumbnail for his video which shows and the image of Captain Marvel, which Gary Nerdronic didn't run with due to it being UGG. Will the look be in the movie? Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen the picture myself. I think it means Gary's talking about how it seems, based on the leaks that they were having for Captain Marvel, or rather for Endgame, that it looked like that she was going to have the haircut similar to that haircut that she has in the comics, which is awful. So it seems like it's been confirmed that she probably will have that haircut at some point. So obviously it's still very early. I don't know if the leaks can really be trusted or believed fully at this point, but who knows? Could be true. Not exactly sure. Hammer says, the big screen theater experience will never go away. This is blasphemy, millennial talk. No, Hammer, it's not. It really isn't. It's not that at all. As I said, I'm speaking as someone that loves the theater. I have an AMC A-list subscription because I love going to the movies. I don't get to go because I don't have a lot of time recently. But hopefully once summer hits, I'll have a little bit more time. And once we have them, once the move is over, we'll have more time to do that. But overall, I would say that I love the theater, but I still recognize the fact that, look at movie theater ticket sales. The theater has been contracting for years. Every year, the box office makes less and less money. In the very beginning of this year, it was anemic until Captain Marvel came out. You might not like that, but it is still true. So it's been anemic. Big movies sell, but other films don't really sell nearly as much as they once did beforehand. And you do have more people now who would rather stay at home. And so with these streaming services popping up, it's not going to take very long before they start making movies that are comparable and people just decide to stay home instead. So it's not just millennial talk here. Again, as I said, I love theaters. I love going to the movie theater, but I'm still going to be honest and look at the facts and look at the figures of, again, people not wanting to go to the theater as much because of the experience, because of the ticket prices, the concessions prices, and much rather just being at home. So that way they can stop the movie and go to the bathroom and not miss anything. So it's still something, Grandmaster Yoda says, I said 3 weeks ago that I can report if Endgame is worth seeing. See or skip sense nonsense. I see it at 4 o'clock, 24th, New York time. You said a 20 yes or no question was smart not to spoil it. How do I reach you? Grandmaster Yoda, I guess you could just contact me on Twitter. You can contact me through my email. You can contact me through the vast variety of ways to let me know whether or not it's woke or not. So I appreciate that. Random says, I bet if we keep calling Bradley Cooper a raccoon enough times, the raccoon would somehow be racist. Not for him. If you were calling someone else that, probably in that case. Let's see, Shadzar over on Twitch channel says, I can't wait for Hollywood Gates where people finally tell people with their wallets that they are sick of the dross coming out of California. Yes, Shadzar, that'd be amazing. Also says 27 more followers needed over here to meet the follower goal. Well, again, if you have not followed me over on Twitch, please check out my Twitch channel where I'm also live, and I would appreciate it. Shadzar says, already got the other numbers. Awesome, Shadzar. Perfect. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Shazar says, people thought TV would kill Broadway, but it's still going just fine. Well, also, too, Broadway is a very special experience, too, and I think that the content is keeping up with it. I don't know if movies are going to be able to offer the same time. They're trying to. That's why they're offering the reclining seats. There's some theaters where you can have almost like a bed, almost. It's interesting. Shazar also says, video didn't kill the radio star. No, it didn't, but radio is also contracting a lot. The only reason why radio is still alive is because you have truckers that listen to the radio all the time. You have people who listen to the radio when they go to work, but also many more people are starting to go to podcasts for their commutes now. I know that I listen to podcasts mostly. I don't listen to the radio as much as I used to because of that. Shadzar also says, staying home, you don't have to wear pants, and the snacks aren't overpriced, flooded with grease. Exactly. Again, there's so many benefits to staying at home. And as I said before, I love the theater. So it's not that I don't like going to the theater. It's just I love the theater. All right. Nickel Noodles, thank you for following me over on DLive. I appreciate that very, very much. So, Poppy Din says, most nights, yes, last one I was part of, he was on top streaming at the time. Wait, I was? Couldn't have been me. Definitely could not have been me. Kim Cam Park says, I agree, Odin. I haven't been to the theater since Iron Man. As I said before, again, people don't want to spend that much money. Again, they don't want to spend that much money. Someone asked for my Twitch channel, so let me go ahead and get that for me. I'm going to get these links together. I got to get these links put into the description video, so that way people can actually find it on their own without having to go through everything. So, all right, so DLive, there is the Twitch on DLive. And then let me go ahead and post it up in the Restream chat. So this will post to Twitch and also to YouTube as well. So sorry to the Twitch people who are already there. But there you go. That is my Twitch channel. So go ahead and follow me over on Twitch. Because once I get to the monetization levels on Twitch, what that means is if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually choose one person to subscribe to, and that financially helps the channel. And it's free for at least one person that you can subscribe to. Let's see what we got here going on. Random Never Doom says, we should reach out to Tom Kane on social media and help him start a YouTube channel, sub to them, and get him on the High Council. I think there's an easier way to get him on the High Council. So Tech Guy says, you're live? Yes, I am indeed live, celebrating 17,000 subscribers. I'm indeed going to Mass tonight, so that's why I'll probably be streaming for just a few more minutes before wrapping things up. But I did want to do a 17K stream. I'm going to try and see if I have time to stream tomorrow and potentially Saturday as well. I normally don't do that, at least, not Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But the reason why is because I'm going out of town on Sunday, and I will be out of town Monday and Tuesday. So I don't know if I'll be able to live stream from where I will be. And so I want to try and make sure that I get all the streams in, especially since I'm on a bunch of new platforms, and I need to reach certain levels on those platforms as well. So that way we can get certain things rolling. Rolling. Random Nerd of Doom says, I think the Phantom Menace should start its own, should start a guild in Star Wars: The Old Republic. Anyone in the chat interested? It's a free Star Wars online game. I unfortunately do not have enough time to to play games, so I'll have to pass on that. Tech Guy says, so what's your thoughts on Godzilla? Will it be woke at all? Are you looking forward to kaijus? Will it be a refreshing choice versus woke superhero movies? I don't see how. I know that there's been reports that there are certain people who are attached to the project who have said there's some woke elements to it. I don't think there will be. To me, it's just, I'm sorry, but there's just so much going on screen, you don't really have the time to be woke in the first place. So I think it's just going to be a fun action film. I am looking forward to it. I really hope they don't overdo it. I don't want too much CGI, especially if it's bad CGI. And obviously, it costs a lot of money to get that kind of stuff on screen for a long period of time. So I'm looking forward to it, though. I think that it could be fun. G-Monkey, I'm so old, I remember when TV had music. Reality shows definitely killed music videos. G-Monkey, I think that's definitely a good point. Sticky V says, any plans for the follow-up stream with Julie from Wish Upon a Vlog? The last one was a lot of fun. Okay, talking about so Sticky V, there's going to be a League of Nations stream this month. We have not decided yet on it because Easter is coming, so obviously that's going to kind of put things on halt. I'm going to try and reach out to them at some point over the next few days to try and get the next stream set up. So as far as content on this channel and with Julie, it's probably the next time is going to be during the League of Nations stream where all of us come together. Me, Julie from Ireland, Hey Viv, who has Brazilian descent, and Lee the Lightning from Australia come together and talk about a variety of topics, and all of us have similar positions, different positions. It's just a way for all people from all across the world to come together. So that's the next time I know of that will be that I'll be talking with her on a stream. She is also doing a stream this weekend, I think, to celebrate 2,000 subscribers, and so if I have any time to jump on that, then of course I will. And go support Julie, Wished Upon a Vlog. She is awesome. Random Netter Doom says, is there a possibility that as the MCU gets more woke, Star Wars slowly gets unwoke and make the money the MCU will lose big woke? Again, I think that both of those things are potentially, they're possible, but it really depends on who's running things. If they can get someone better to run Lucasfilm, then better stories can be told. And even if there are woke elements are not going to be anything enough to be able to sink an entire franchise. Woke stories, woke characters, essentially woke agendas. Those are what drive down actual theaters and drive down actual movies and drive down the interest in those things. So I definitely think that we could see something to that effect. Slicer says, is it true people attend Catholic services en masse? Oh, Slicer Neons, you're so funny. Thank you for that. Major Grey Wolf says, I'm thinking about starting up my channel covering a combination of science, beliefs, and pop culture. What do you think of this idea? Have any tips? If that's something, Mage Grey, if that's something you want to talk about, if you have a passion about it, and if you want to talk about it, do it, man. Do what makes you happy. But only do it if it's going to be something that you're going to be able to keep up with and dedicate to. It does take time. You don't have to make a video every day like I do. You don't have to do a live stream 3 times a week or whatever, what kind of schedule. You don't have to do all those things, but you have to understand what kind of channel do you want? What kind of fan base do you want, or what kind of subscriber base, what kind of community base do you want? And that is basically where you need to start, is figure out what you want to do. And then once you figure out what you want to do and how much time you can dedicate to it and what it's going to look like, from there, that's when you can try and build things up for yourself. I personally would recommend start off with audio. If you have cash, invest in a solid microphone, and that will be the best place to start off, because you don't have to show yourself right away. You can have an image up, a static image up, articles up instead. And audio, though, is, I would say, the most crucial element. I would say that it is definitely the most crucial element as such. All right. So Brad, it looks like we've got a troll in the DLive chat. So if you could please kick Carlitos121, I would appreciate that. Would definitely appreciate it. Nosferatu, thank you for following me. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Yes, thank you very much, Brad. I appreciate that very much. Nosferatu, what's going on, man? What's going on? Will that stream also be on DLive, says Kim Can Park. If it's on my channel, then it likely will be. If it's not on my channel, then it's going to be up to them. So, obviously, if I can get it there, then I will. If not, then it unfortunately will not be. Poppy Din says, I do agree that people with that, but people I don't care about other than Watanabe. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, as far as, so he's talking about people that are in Godzilla. Watanabe looks like he's going to be great. He's solid in everything. He's solid in everything that he does. Nosferatu says, just following you on YouTube and DLive. Well, Nosferatu, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And yes, Poppy 10, Brad, thank you. Yes, so now you know, Brad, how to do that. So thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. Puppy Tail cited, yes, indeed. Nosferatu, yes, having some fun with those, with the GIFs and the memes, yes. Modern Dude Thing says, congrats on 17K, keep up the great work. Thank you very much, man, appreciate it. Random Nerve Doom, as much as I hate this this time period with political correctness, what if this time period needs to happen so society can learn from its fault? Well, that's usually how it happens. Normally, people go too far, and then eventually there is a correction of sorts that happens. Eventually we see that it'll correct itself over time. So I do think that eventually will happen. Tech Guy, thank you very much for the super chat, says, what's your feelings on people being mean to Eric Butts, who did the very passionate Rise of Skywalker's reaction? Did he have any medical issues? So I've heard of this. I know that Jeremy covered it as well. From what I've been told, so this is not verifiable fact, from what I've been told, I think he's on the spectrum. I think that's been confirmed that he's on the spectrum. So the fact that anyone made fun of him or mocked him is disgusting, for sure. So I definitely do not support anyone that was being critical of him for that reason, because I think that he does indeed have some issues. So I think he is on the spectrum at the very least. And so anyone that's mocking him is a disgusting human being at that point. And so I pray for their souls, because that is not the way you treat any person, any human being, let alone someone who is genuinely excited. I'm never going to attack someone who is excited for something. I'm never going to go after someone because they want to see something. If someone's going to, on their channel, be that guy that goes after people, if they're going to be that person that attacks other people on a daily basis, and then they do something that's worth being criticized over, then yeah, I'm going to call them out. The John Campies, for example, who call people, basement-dwelling cousin humpers. I'm going to call him out for sure, absolutely. If he was crying during a trailer, I would call him out for sure. I would make fun of him for that, most likely. Maybe not make fun of him, but I'd still call him out nonetheless. Very different than someone who is just a fan. If someone's just being a fan of something, again, you are entitled to your opinion. You are entitled to your subjective worldview. And I don't think that making fun of people for it is a good thing, especially someone who is likely on the spectrum in the first place. Yeah, seriously, if it makes it happy, hey, don't attack him for being happy. Now, if he's going to be an ass to you, if he's going to be one of those, if he's going to be like John Campia, well, then that's very different. That's a very different scenario, different situation. But this guy is obviously not gone after anybody, not attacking anybody, likely on the spectrum too, and so should not be attacked. And I think Jeremy did a good job in defending him. So, but Tech Guy, thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate it. The ban hammer is easy, says Brad. Okay, well, yeah, don't ban anyone that shouldn't be banned, okay? Nosferatu says, I'm odd for a Twitch streamer. Sometimes you get used to the hammer. I know, seriously. How do you add more GIFs? I have no idea how to add more GIFs. Again, DLive is totally new to me. DLive is totally new to me. Shadzar says, why would anyone mock someone for any trailer reaction? No, I'm right there with you, man. Again, if it's their honest opinion and they're not going after anyone, they shouldn't be attacked. Very different than anything else I talked about. Shadzar says, I have only mocked Professor Geek for thinking Hellboy 2019 is a good story because he's completely ignoring his favored hero's journey and that it has none or only very thin under all the F-bombs and gore. Yeah, again, I mean, there's ways of being critical of people. Here's the thing. If someone has a subjective view and they're expressing it, they have a right to their subjective view. If they're trying to make it an objective argument and they're trying to defend that objective argument when they don't have the objective fact on their side, well, then at that point, yeah, you can criticize them, because no, it's like you can't just make up your own facts. You're not entitled to your own facts. You're entitled to your feelings. You're entitled to your opinions, but you are not entitled to your own facts. And so if we can call those out, yes, great. Hyprin, what's going on, bruv? Alrighty. Let's see. Let's make sure I did not miss anything. Grandmaster Yoda says, many say Sidious return ruins Vader's arc, but not only that, Anakin was the one and was meant to bring balance to the Force by killing the Sith. It's like burning the Bible if you bring him back. No, yeah, I think that that's true. And if we are to believe any spoilers, or if we're to believe that he might just be a Force ghost, or it might be a flashback, a memory, a video, I mean, who knows? I mean, seriously, he could come back in any way. They have not confirmed that he's going to be a major part of the storyline. All we know is that he's going to be in it in some capacity. And I think that they put the laugh in there to try and make people freak out and want to go see the movie. But keep in mind, they also put the name Skywalker in the title, and then Kathleen Kennedy herself says, oh, it doesn't mean anything. Oh, okay, so you were clickbaiting the fan base because you want to get them back into the seats. Okay, I got you. Makes sense now. So it looks like they're going to do anything and everything to try and make people watch this. Sticky V says, what does a typical mass look like in your church? My Catholic mass in our town was always exactly the same, which made it pretty boring. Well, it really, again, it depends on what you bring to it. You know, I tell this to my kids all the time. Mass is not supposed to be entertaining. If you want entertainment, you go to a movie. If you want entertainment, you go, sorry, I'm just getting blown up here. Let's see, Netflix, blah. Capital One, Twitch. Okay. All right, just making sure that it's nothing else. But anyway, so it's not meant to entertain you. If you want entertainment, watch a movie, watch a TV series, all right? And unfortunately, there's too many people, you know, with short attention spans where they can't, you know, think of it in any capacity, in any other way. They have to think of it in that way. And that's why, unfortunately, there are so many priests and deacons that try and go out of their way to entertain people. And it's like, that's not what the point of it is. The whole point of the Mass is to receive the Eucharist, is to celebrate Christ. And so if that's not why you're there, and if you don't believe in what you're receiving in the Eucharist, then you shouldn't be receiving the Eucharist. And you should be believing in what you're receiving. And if your focus is on your relationship with God, if your focus is on your relationship with Christ, that's the most important thing. The Mass can be boring as all hell, but that's not the point. And so the Mass that I go to is very traditional. We celebrate it ad orientem. So the priest actually faces the altar. Everything is done facing the east, just like it was done pre-Vatican II. We do use the Norvis Ordo, the ordinary form of the Mass, so the one that changed, the version that we now have since Vatican II, but everything's done ad orientem because it is, again, a way for us to understand that it's not about the priest. It's not even about us. It's about Christ, and Christ should be the center of all of it. Sorry if anyone does not like to hear those types of things, but again, I am a theology teacher, and it is indeed Holy Thursday, and Holy Thursday is in the title, so I would say that's a relevant thing to say. Shadzar says, that reminds me a question while we're on the topic of reviews and critical analysis. Okay, well, Shadzar, please go ahead and just leave that comment in the, let's see, what's that, on Twitch. All right, let's go ahead and go back to the YouTube chat. Soul Assassin, is your shirt a Silver Snakes one from Legends of the Hidden Temple? Yes, it is. Silver Snakes for life, man. Always my favorite team. Always the team that I rooted for. Yeah, actually, I got this shirt for me and for all my siblings one year for Christmas because we love that show. We watched that show all the time together, and it was so much fun. All right, let's see what we got. Random says, I understand what this Eric Butts guy is going through. And Random says that he is also on the autistic spectrum too, and I have been bullied a lot in my life. It also is easy, so many people yeah, exactly. So it's easy for people, unfortunately, to go after people who struggle with social anxiety, who struggle with these various issues, and I think that it's not a good thing. Again, you should not go after someone in general for a subjective opinion, but especially if there's someone that is just showing joy, you know, I think that's it's a bad thing for sure. Random says, I haven't seen this video, but I agree that no one should pick on him. Apparently, I was told I have PTSD from all the bullying from my childhood. Yeah, Random, I'm sorry to hear that. And as someone who was not only bullied as a kid, but also was a bully at another point in my life, I know the effects it can have. And I know the effects that can have on a person. I remember that there was a girl that I bullied when I was younger. And I ran into her later in life. And when she saw me, her eyes got big and she ran away. She ran the other direction. And I was remembering all the bad things I had said and all the ways me and my friends had treated her. And then finally she comes back because we actually had a mutual friend. And we had a conversation, you know, just in isolation from each other to talk. And she said, hey, I just want you to know that, you know, what you and everyone else did back when we were in grammar school, like it had a very severe impact on me. I've had to go through, therapy. I've had to go through so many things. And of course, I'm just crushed, and I feel so bad because obviously as a kid, you don't recognize that. As a kid, you don't realize what you're doing to someone, or that if you say something or treat someone a certain way, it's going to have any issues on them. So I definitely understand that. I definitely understand that perspective, and that's why I don't think anyone should be treated that way. That's why I said the only time I'll ever go after anybody if it's someone who puts something else out there, if it's someone that goes after other people, if it's someone that will be an ass to other people, well then I'll go after those. I'll call them out. But if you just have an opinion, I'm not going to call you out for that. I'm not just going to call people out just because they have a different opinion than I am, and that makes me no better than anyone else. We're expected to be more. We are. There's more that is expected from us, and I'm not perfect either. Again, I'm far from perfect. So don't ever anyone say, "Oh my gosh, you seem like a great person," and No, I'm imperfect. We're all imperfect. We all sin. The question is, do we recognize it? Do we recognize the faults that we have? Do we try to change them? Do we try and bring about change in our life? And do we do it effectively? And that's the questions that all of us have to deal with on a daily basis. All right. I'm starting to get hungry. Shadzar, let's see. So Shadzar from Twitch says, are people really expected to disassociate themselves from a previous installment of a franchise for a reboot, be it Hellboy, Thundercats, She-Ra, when reviewing a new project? And how exactly do people propose to remove that, for lack of a better word, emotional baggage? It's a great question, Shadzar. And I think the thing is this. It's similar to the book versus movie audience. There's people out there where they read a book, they love it, they see the movie, and they immediately hate it because, it's not like the book. And I think that there's truth in both sides of it. Because for me, I watch a movie and then read a book, and then I can appreciate both. And that's why I recommend it. But many other people, they like to read. They like to build characters and build worlds in their own minds. And when they go to the screen and they have a certain image in their mind and it doesn't match it, I understand completely the feeling of being disappointed. However, I do think that when we review and watch certain things that are being rebooted in the same way, we do need to temper our expectations. We do need to understand. However, the people making the stories do need to recognize that the stories that they're making are not just new. They're based off of previous material, and it should be in the similar spirit. Otherwise, if they try and make it completely different, it's going to get that kind of visceral reaction. Because you might have some people that ultimately like it, but if objectively speaking it's flawed, well then it's not going to help you at all. So it's all about that objectivity and subjectivity. We have to figure out, again, how to be honest with these things, how to be honest with our reviews of content, and try to look at things more so from an objective standpoint and understand and learn how to check our subjective reality. So I think that's definitely the case. Now you, Becca says, God bless you. God bless you, now you, Becca, over on DLive. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Oh man, so many chats on DLive. It's so hard to keep track of it too because I can't keep up with it. Nickel News says, Odin, why you do this to her? What'd I do? It was Sami Zayn, hat and beard. Yes, Sami Zayn. Rafek says he slapped someone in 4th grade for taking a tennis ball. Wonder if she had to get therapy. Well, again, doing one thing probably won't have an impact. Doing something to someone over and over daily, treating someone in that way daily, that has an emotional impact on somebody. And if they're going through it from second or first grade all the way until 7th, 8th grade, that causes tremendous emotional damage, whether you think so or not. Now you, Becca, thank you very much for following. I appreciate you. So, all right, anyway, let's get back to the YouTube chat and, of course, the Restream chat as well. See if there's any follow-ups from Twitch. Not yet. We'll definitely have to get going in a bit, though. Zine. I saw Zine Waters. No. Alex McCarthy says, preach it. No problem at all, man. I will always try and speak clearly and effectively to you guys. Alex McCarthy says, I still think a Sunday service live stream with you and Josiah would be awesome. Well, I wouldn't be able to do that from my church because obviously, as I said before, again, I, as a Catholic, I believe that we are receiving, in a real way, the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Christ in the Eucharist. And so it wouldn't be appropriate for me to do so. But if I were to go to Josiah's church, and if that's something that, would be allowed for, then I would be down for that. Grandmaster Yoda says, on the High Council yesterday, they talked about episode 9 make around the Force Awakens box office. No, that's not happening. Yeah, I don't think it's going to make $2 billion. I think that there's two rules. There's two schools of thought. It's either going to make between what The Last Jedi made and Force Awakens, so more than Last Jedi, or rather, more than Last Jedi, or it's going to make less. My prediction at this point, based on the trailer and just general sentiment, is $1.1 billion. Could make more, could make less. We obviously are very, very far away from it, and so it's going to be a lot harder for us to predict it this early out, I would say. Sasha Neon says, if we ever converted aliens and converted them to Catholicism, would we call that the Mass Effect? Yes. Ba-doom-tsh. Hilarious Slicer Neons. Lou, hey dude, how's your day been? Day has been fine. Been very, very busy, though. Very, very busy. Random says, if I saw one of my bullies now, I'd run away also. One of my old bullies grew up to be a criminal. That was in the front page news. Scary stuff. Damn, man. Yeah, I guess you can kind of I guess you could have seen the writing on the walls with that guy. And Slicer Neon says, yep, watching a book, then reading the movie and comparing the two leaves me conflicted. I usually prefer the novel. And that's why, for me, if you want to avoid that, watch the movie, then read the book. Or watch the series and then read the book, because then you can enjoy both. Because normally what happens is, like, I'll watch the movie, enjoy it, I'll read the book, and then think, oh, they didn't even cover this, and this is awesome. And so I'll be able to appreciate them for very, very different reasons. Sticky V, have you ever tried just the beard without the mustache? Oh, no. When trimming, I have, and I didn't like it. It looked awful. It looked absolutely awful. Brad over on DLive says, hashtag green ball lives matter. All right, so let me go ahead and shout out my patrons real quick. We're going to start to wrap this stream up because I have to eat dinner before I myself go to mass. So I'm going to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons, including A Grey Jedi, Adam Shawhan, Albertus Magnus, Aman Yosef Marcos, Brian P, Darkstar 57, Delete System 32, Dion, Edward Coleman, Enrique Evangelista, Entertainment Hacker, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Wiener Dog Clan, Harold Francis, The Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, Inflamed Wood, It's a Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, Jonathan Jerembeck, Laura Story, Matthew Kadish, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin, Outpost Dyer, Perpetual Punster, Pro Josh Sarif, Proper Ginevra, Shenglong, Sir Lance Elato, Theodora, The K-Man, The DJD Show, Those Two Bald Guys, Tina B, and Wolfgang Lounge. You're all my patrons and amazing and beautiful people. All right, let's go back to the chat for a second. Shadzar says, from Twitch, only if you convince those aliens to use the missionary... Oh, Shadzar, how dare you. Shadzar says, good movie with De Niro and Jeremy Irons. Ooh, I do like me some De Niro and Irons. Even though De Niro shown himself to be kind of a bit of a tool lately, I do like him as an actor overall. King Heimer, thank you for the lemon, man. King Heimer, thank you for the lemon. Nickel Noodles, you have a good night as well. All right, let me go ahead and get to some last minute questions in the chat. Alex McCarthy says, mean like streaming from y'all's normal streaming places? Sorry. Owen, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I'm streaming from, I am streaming from my normal place. I'm just obviously streaming to different places too. King Heimer, thank you for the ice cream and another lemon. Thank you, King Heimer. Appreciate it. I'm doing just fine. How are you doing? Kim Can Park, thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for all the crypto, though. I appreciate that. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it does yet, but I appreciate it. King Heimer, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. So sorry. Hybrid says, why is it when we try to be reasonable to other individuals about expressing an opinion rationally, both objectively and subjectively, we immediately get attacked? How do we respond? With a smile and the very best that we can do to to try and reach them on some level is basically what we can do. And that can always be a hard thing. Patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. Sometimes we need a lot of it. Captain F-Head, thank you for the lemon. I appreciate that. Poppyton, thanks for the ice cream. Captain F-Head, thank you very much for the lemon. King Heimer says, it is cash. One Lino is $0.012. Cool. King Heimer, thank you for the diamond. Holy crap, dude. I guess I'll look into it after the stream ends. I think that's when I can see what the total is, but thank you. I appreciate that. A diamond equals $1.20. Well, thank you very much, King Heimer. That's very generous of you. King Heimer is giving oh, that's great. Oh, that's a great image. So basically it's someone on their knee doing essentially a Kamehameha wave, but a heart's coming out. That's fantastic. Lino equals pesos. Yes, it equals pesos. Yes, indeed. It equals pesos. Soulsaz says, I was bullied and was bullied for a short time. Luckily, I ran into the guy the year after we graduated high school and made peace with him and left friends after meeting up. Yeah, I mean, again, if we ever have that ability to do so, it's definitely a good thing. It's definitely a good thing, but it's definitely a hard thing to do sometimes too. Zine Waters says, one of the reasons I love Christ is because he helps me forgive those who aren't kind to me. I can let do and move on. Yeah, seriously. Because holding on to that hatred, holding on to that anger doesn't do us any good. And that's something that all of us will struggle with. Absolutely. Tina says, heading out, and everyone have a blessed Resurrection Day on Sunday and blessed Passover tomorrow as well. Yeah, again, for all of our, for anyone that's Jewish, again, have a very happy and blessed Passover. And for all those Christians, again, have a happy and blessed Easter. Happy Holy Thursday to you all. And as I said, I'll be trying to live stream tomorrow and Saturday, but we'll see. That's still to be determined, so timing will be determined at some point. Slicer Neon says, going on family vacation tomorrow for a week. We'll miss you guys. Awesome, Slicer. Yeah, because actually tomorrow at 8:15, I'm meeting up at a church and doing what's called a Walk of 9 Churches. So we do the Stations of the Cross by going to different historical churches in the city of New Orleans, and it usually lasts all day. And so I'll be out from 8:15 a.m. to about 5 p.m. walking. 3 p.m. there is a service done in commemoration of the Lord's Passion, and so I will be doing that tomorrow. And then Saturday is the Crescent City Classic, so I'll be tired. I'll be very, very tired. 8-Bit Snake Boy says, I generally read a book first if I can. Otherwise, the movie version of the characters overrides my imagination. A good movie that doesn't follow a book exactly is fine with me. Yeah. I mean, for me, as someone with ADD, it's harder for me to have that imagination, and so I prefer to have that help. Random Nerd Doom, I love streams because it lets me socialize without the toxicity of Facebook and Twitter. Well, thank you about that, Random Nerd Doom. Hope everything is good, man. Thank you for being here. Random, what does the rabbit have to do with Jesus? Alex McCarthy says, God bless and happy Easter. Yes, indeed. So, guys, that is everyone over on YouTube. ROTLT, would you buy me a Happy Meal? Sure. If you were here right now, sure, man. And let's see, anyone over on Twitch with any last-minute conversations? No. So for anyone that watched on Twitch, thank you very much for watching. For everyone over on DLive, thank you so much for watching and for supporting and for the crypto. Appreciate it. Still learning all these other things. And guys, yeah, thank you again. For everything that you have done. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Also, Paul C. Giacobbe, welcome to the channel as well. Thank you for everyone. Oh, so the Captain Taz, I don't think I shouted him out, but the Captain Taz, thank you for joining as well. And yeah, this has been a great stream. It was an early stream, I know, but I wanted to do a celebratory stream for 17,000 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you. And also, guys, please check out the DLive page. Check out the Twitch page as well, and yeah, let's get this ball rolling and see how all this stuff can get working. If you're watching also potentially on Twitter, over on Periscope, which not many people do, thank you again for just being amazing. So this video will be up in full on Twitch. This video will also be eventually uploaded over to the Welcome to Asgard YouTube channel as well. And yes, please follow and subscribe to PewDiePie. Indeed. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Love you guys. Happy and blessed Holy Thursday to everyone. And as always, God bless.